Royals fans are enjoying this wild summer ride. It's pitching, it's defense, and last night it was a relentless offense that ignited the joy in a 9-6 win over the Red Sox. It's time to get on the bus and join the Blue Crew party as the Royals and Red Sox dance in Game 3 at the K. Next. The fans are energized at the K as they are enjoying their winning Royals. It's Game 3 of this 4-game series between the Boston Red Sox and our Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Physiak. Last night was one of those improbable victories where the Royals grabbed a victory from the jaws of defeat, down by 3. They beat Boston 9-6. They have won 15 of their last 17 games, something they have not done in 24 years. And as we take a look at a graphic from 1989, you'll find that that team averaged 5 runs per game, 2.6 ERA. This year, the Royals averaging a tick over 5 runs per game, but their pitching is better than that 89 team at 2.13. Joining me now, Rex Hudler. And Rex, we know all about that bullpen. It starts with Greg Holland, but it reminds us of a guy who pitched for the team 24 years ago.
You mean one of our partners? Jeff Montgomery and Holland compared together? It's a beautiful thing. I'll tell you what, both of them are winners, and it's really fun to see what Greg Holland is doing for this new team here in 2013 with these Royals. He's got great stuff. Four-seamer, that slider and split-finger combination are almost unhittable. He's becoming one of the greatest closers in Royals history. Now we got to show you Monty. Monty's beautiful. Check out this four-seam fastball. Look at him in his younger days. Hey, that's going to get it done. Greg Gagne, you got to go. And Monty has a nice slider to work with him, too. So we're comparing the two stoppers. You got to have them in today's modern game. If you don't have somebody at the end of your bullpen that can't shut down the games, you don't win. Monty and Holland, nice combination, fellas. But they're pumped to have Holland. That's the key to get that ball to Holland every single night now.
9 runs, 16 hits last night. The Royals with some frenzy hitting. We hope to see it again tonight against the Boston Red Sox in Game 3 at the K.
Donnie Joseph made his big league debut last month for the Royals in Cleveland. His family on hand. His mom was nervous and pacing. Not sure if his mom will be here tonight, but he is back up with the Royals here in the big leagues. Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. Joel Goldberg in right field. A number of moves for the Royals today. And while Lorenzo Cain had yesterday just a day off, he ended up, according to Ned Yost, pulling an oblique yesterday during batting practice, and he is now heading to the 15-day disabled list. Also, the Royals designating for assignment Francis Bueno pitched real well last night and got the win, but they're trying to keep this bullpen fresh, and so up Donnie Joseph and also Will Smith, who was able to come back in less than 10 days since going back down because of that injury. They'll have more moves to make again tomorrow. Salvador Perez may very well come off of the disabled list for his concussion, and Wade Davis will come off of the family emergency list. Jeremy Guthrie takes the hill tonight. It is the Royals and the Red Sox in front of a packed crowd. Baseball is coming up next.
Royals baseball is brought to you by Missouri Lottery. Play the Powerball and Mega Million Scratchers game to win 100 grand or more. And by your Kansas City Chevy dealer, the official vehicle of the Kansas City Royals. The crowd is rolling in. We'll be at capacity tonight, standing room only. This game is brought to you in high definition by Time Warner Cable, the official TV, internet, and home phone provider of the Kansas City Royals. There is John Farrell on a beautiful night at the K, where the Royals are 4-1 on this homestand. Farrell's Red Sox are first in the American East by 2 games over Tampa Bay. And let's check out his starting lineup. He will lead things off with Jacoby Ellsbury, hitting .299 this year. Batting second is Shane Victorino, then Dustin Pedroia. 29 years old, out of Sacramento. Went to his 4th All-Star game recently. David Ortiz also went to his 4th, and he has been on fire. 11 hits in his last 17 at-bats. Mike Karp will follow, then Mike Napoli. Saltalamacchia, Drew, and Middlebrooks finish out that Boston 9. And Jeremy Guthrie with a career-high 12 wins after last Monday's complete game shutout of the Minnesota Twins.
How about him? Plus, he's looking to win a career-high 5th straight start. He's been really good. He's been dealing lately. Now, his velocity's been up. That's what's been impressive about Guthrie. He's throwing, mid-90s pretty consistently. He has two-seam sinking fastball. Now, when he does give ground balls up, you're going to be able to field him out there with that tremendous defense. But Dyson out in center field, that's a good break for him. With that internal competition amongst the outfielders, with the addition of Maxwell, now there's some competition. Dyson wants to perform. He needs to get out there and have a good game. He has been good. He's hitting .471 his last 7 home games, so maybe he can get it done.
6 o'clock start. Is it going to be difficult on the right fielders?
Absolutely. It is a beautiful night here, but the sun can be really tough, especially low line drives. High fly balls, not so much because the sun's not up in the up way high. But you can see that right there. Maxwell better be smart.
But I'm telling you what, we have absolutely beautiful baseball weather in mid-August, where at times it can be over 100 degrees, but it is perfect weather. And a great night to be at the ballpark. We invite you for the final game tomorrow, Sunday afternoon. John Lackey against James Shields. But first things first, Saturday night, it is Guthrie against Dubron. And Jacoby Ellsbury will be the first man to greet Jeremy Guthrie.
And Fizz, these players and a lot of these fans can't even think to tomorrow yet. They have got this nice evening ahead of them here. Guthrie, strike one. Beautiful thing. Working ahead is a big key. Now, most of the Red Sox have had a lot of experience against Guthrie, and most of them have all hit over 300. So this will be a real challenge for Jeremy Guthrie to see if he can navigate through this lineup.
Rex, I really believe that his last start against Minnesota, his command was the best I've ever seen it. I rarely saw George Kataris move his glove. 71 of his 106 pitches were strikes.
Now that changeup there is going to be a big pitch for him, especially to keep the left-handers off of his two-seam fastball. Changeup's a great way to mess up your timing. He likes his slider. He'll invent some pitches too. He creates as he goes along.
Ellsbury, one of the best leadoff hitters in the game. He has scored 71 runs this year and hitting .344 since May 26, and that was about the time where Boston took off. This was a team that had a miserable season last year, 69 and 93, finishing 26 games back of the Yankees, but they're in first by 2 over Tampa Bay starting tonight. Line drive past Escobar into left field.
Okay, Guthrie, he's left it up. That's elevated. Belt high. Short, quick swing. That's how you do that. Premier leadoff hitter. He's not going up there trying to hit a home run. He wants to get on base so he can steal another bag, if at all possible. Brett Hayes behind the plate. He's getting his third start. Only one base runner has stolen off him. And actually, you don't steal off the catcher. You steal off the pitcher. If the pitcher takes too much time getting the ball home, you get a bigger jump, and you're able to get safe in there.
Chen was able to pick off Ellsbury in game 1. First man that Bruce faced, Ellsbury was able to reach on a single up the middle. He picked him off, and that almost set the stage for what Chen was able to do in Kansas City's 5-1 victory with 7 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Didn't miss by much. Alan Porter is the home plate umpire. Greg Gibson at first base. Jerry Lane at second. Hunter Wendelstedt at third.
Alan Porter, this is his first year joining the major league staff. So don't really know what kind of strike zone he has. Although I've gotten a few reports on him as, some guys when they come into the league, they got a little chip on their shoulder, a little defensive. So maybe he might be a little bit hard to deal with at times because he's trying to guard his territory. Trying to protect his integrity, and that's what they do when they come in. But it takes mostly 10 years of minor league service for any umpire to get established and get a full-time job up here. Tough business. Now, if Guthrie wants to pitch deep into the game, he's going to have to find ways to finish guys off. Get through the first couple innings has been sometimes a struggle, and it is for Dubront as well. Most pitchers, first few innings, you got a chance to tax their pitch count.
Ellsbury was going on the pitch, had a good break. He's stolen 41 of 45 this year. Victorino down in the count 0-2. He's fought back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shane, a veteran, part of the World Championship with the Philadelphia Phillies a few seasons back. There's a tapper back to Jeremy, goes to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. Victorino too quick to first base.
Yeah, but Guthrie just made sure of one. Sometimes pitchers want to get it all. Let's get 2, but see, he just kind of guided that ball over there. He knew their chances of getting 2 were very slim. Just get the out.
And this Royals defense is just playing great baseball. 7 errors their last 29 games and none in their last 35 innings. Only a couple of weeks ago, Dustin signed an 8-year contract. He is locked up with this team since till the year 2021. Terrific star at Arizona State.
Pedroia's not up there looking to hit a doinker. Although sometimes you do swing hard and hit doinkers. This guy is a real strong little man. Look at those numbers against Guthrie. 4 doubles, a triple.
And he's really a perfect player for Fenway Park because he bangs so many balls off that green monster in left.
Guthrie has punched him out 6 times.
Last year, Pedroia 39 doubles. The year before, 37. Career high 54 in 2008. That was the year he was named most valuable player in the American League. Victorino back. He's stolen 14 of 17 this year. Hayes a good catch and throw guy, not like Salvador Perez, but not many are. And as you heard Joe Goldberg before the game, Salvi could be coming off that 7-day concussion list. Tejada meantime can't make the play. Overran the baseball and still life for Pedroia.
I'm a little bit surprised that Hosmer didn't go after that, because typically that's Hosmer's territory and he's got plenty of range to get there. But the confidence that he has in Tejada to get there, and you know most big leaguers are going to be able to make that play. But he over pursued it.
Tried to reach it with his bare hand.
So sometimes when there's an out that should have been made and you're facing a hitter like Pedroia, it hurts. Maybe that won't happen though. If Guthrie can get him a little ground ball, Mike could get 2 and get out of it. You never know.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Guthrie's more of a fly ball pitcher.
And that's one of the reasons that manager Ned Yost has Gerard Dyson in the game rather than David Lowe with Maxwell in center field. They thought Dyson Maxwell would cover more ground. Ball fouled straight back.
And also whether you know, when you give away outs like that, that also will tax the pitcher's pitches. So all these extra pitches Guthrie's having to throw because Tejada couldn't make that play.
He has worked the count full 3-2. Very likely Victorino will be going here. This is the most patient team in the American League. They lead the league in walks with 4. Runner goes, pitch is swung on, foul off to the right side. Boston has seen almost 1,000 more pitches than Kansas City this year. They have walked almost 140 more times than the Royals. But they have a veteran ball club with Ellsbury 29, Victorino 32, Pedroia 29, Ortiz 37, Napoli 31. Strike three called, and Pedroia can't believe it.
All right, let's check it out. Oh, man, are you kidding me? That's way too close to take. Petey, you got to go. If you don't hack, they'll send you back.
Well, you brought up something earlier, that Alan Porter has a short fuse, and Dustin Pedroia just showed up Alan Porter in front of a sellout crowd at Kauffman Stadium. You might remember that.
That's possible, Biz, but there was nothing wrong with that pitch.
I agree.
That was a beautiful spot by Guthrie.
And Pedroia is still chirping from the Boston dugout. And here is Ortiz. Strike one. David, we told you how hot he has been. 11 hits last 17 at bats, 2 for 5 yesterday, including a long home run on a slider from Irvin Santana that did not slide. Ball, 1 strike. I love the professionalism of Santana after the game, where he said, you know, I just didn't have my command and my stuff, but my teammates picked me up.
How about that? This is the first time.
Victorino goes, pitch inside, throw by Hayes, not in time. Stolen base number 15 for Victorino.
First time that the offense has picked him up all year. How many times? He gets too good a jump right there. Even if Hayes put that ball on the first base side of that bag, he would have been safe. Got it off of Guthrie. But I was saying, the offense finally picked him up. That's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Irvin has dealt all year long, and how many times would we come on in the broadcast in his starts and say, well, if he only got some runs, if he only got some runs. And finally, he has one bad outing, and then they picked him up. I love it. That's how it works in baseball.
Ortiz with a terrible swing on the off-speed pitch by Jeremy Guthrie.
There's the 65-mile-an-hour curveball. Pulled it out early in this one. And at a perfect time. Nice ball.
Only interested in his ball club, but we as a broadcast team must take a look at the Central. The Royals right now 8 games back as Detroit beat the Yankees today 9-3, but the wild card, the Royals creeping closer. Baltimore lost today. The Royals within 4 games of the wild card spot as they have won 15 of their last 17. The Royals starting lineup has Escobar at the top spot because of Kane's injury. He's on the DL. Hosmer, Butler, Gordon, Maxwell, Tejada, Moustakas, Hayes, and Gerard Dyson again gets the start against a very tough left-hander in 25-year-old Felix Doubront.
Yeah, this left-hander, he's been really special, especially when it comes to giving up home runs. He's only given up 8 total, 7 to right-handers, 1 to left, but he hasn't given up a home run in his last 5 starts. Pretty good. He's keeping the ball in the yard. 88 to 93 mile an hour sinking fastball. He'll cut it really good into righties. He's got a nice big curveball that he'll use. It's not really a power curve, but it's a slow one and a good changeup. He's really good action to it. Very smooth delivery.
Doubront has been as tough as any Boston starter. 3.5 ERA, but he has a string of games giving up 3 runs or fewer, 15 straight. There is a breaking ball on the inner half to Alcides Escobar, who has a 6-game hit streak going, to raise his average back over 240.
Be a good test for the Royals' hot offense. So he really mixes his pitches. You can tell he has a slow delivery, so and then he kind of has a long arm swing. When his curveball's on, it has a nice sharp break to it. Stays inside on the right hand, on the hitters of the righties.
And he comes right over the top. Escobar with 10 hits and 23 at bats during this streak. A lot of base hits to right field. Again to the right side. Pedroia gobbles it up, throws him out, 1 down.
All right, that's a very fluid delivery he's got. It's right over the top. Okay, he's got a good downhill plane. That's what sinker ballers do. He's 6'2". I mean, he's not blessed with that extreme height that he sees a lot of guys. But look at how easy he looks. It does not look like he's forcing anything. And that's when you're at your best.
Now he must face one of the hottest Royals on this homestand, Eric Hosmer, 10 for 21 with 3 extra base hits. Fouls the first offering off. Strike 1. You see the season average. Back in early June, he was only hitting .259. He has raised it to .298, one of baseball's hottest hitters in that almost 2-month stretch.
I like the fact he's raking against lefties, though. .326 with 3 home runs out of his 12 against southpaws.
And this is a tough southpaw because lefties batting .256 with only 1 home run.
He's pretty good in the walk category too. He's not giving up a lot of walks either. He's been pitching to contact.
2-2.
Hosmer just 1 for 5 in his career. Now you can put this in your memory bank. Okay, that started way up shoulder height to Hosmer. Next time he sees that up there like that, he'll hit it.
And he does, getting the top, and that spin pulls it into center field. So that is 64 hits in his last 44 plus games, which has raised his average almost 34 points.
Okay, 2 big curves in a row, and he got it in the second. All right, Will Middlebrooks was recalled today to play third base. Now, they'd sent him down earlier. He was up earlier. He's part of the 6 guys they've used at third. Haven't really found a solution there. They're looking for a hot hand, basically. And this is a team that's expected to contend in this division and go on into the postseason. Most of the time, your position players are all set. There's not 6 guys coming in and out on one position. That's one weakness they have.
Good pick by Saltalamacchi as the ball was in the dirt, and he scooped it with one hand, keeping Hosmer at first base.
Salty's got pretty good hands. He does have 5 passed balls this year, and he's just thrown out 19.2%, which is maybe average, maybe below. 15 of 78 base runners have been successful.
Butler having a good homestand. He has 6 hits in his last 12 at bats, 3 for 5 last night, to raise his average to 282.
Oz 9 for 12. He'll steal if the situation is right. You know, maybe a count like this, 2-1, where it's pretty much a swing count, you might see Ned Hosmer try to stay out of a double play early, possibly. Billy has grounded into 14. That's a team high.
Good plate discipline by Billy Butler. Been seeing a lot more walks this year, 60 this season, only had 54 all last season, but a lot of teams that we've talked to said they don't want any part of Billy Butler. They'll work around him, but he's got to pitch to him with Hosmer at first base.
He doesn't have much of a move either. Now, we haven't seen him throw over yet, but his move is just maybe average. Although since he's looking at you and he's a lefty, that could make it above average. But he's not a guy who's going to blow it by you, so you can wait on him. Billy 0 for 5, looking for his first hit in his career against Dubron.
Hosmer has 9 stolen bases. If they're going to send him, a 3-2 count with 1 out to stay out of the double play might be a good time.
Sure might. He's got a short lead over there, but he likes to get his walking leads and then go into it.
Hosmer did go, but it was a hit and run as he made sure that Dubron was going home before he broke.
Yeah, with 1 out, you take off in a situation like that, you don't want to get picked off, that's for sure. And then so, you know, you're not going to get the best jump and he might throw you out, but really it's to stay out of a double play.
Center field, Ellsbury, 2 outs. Well, let's ask our sprint question on limited answers. Who is swinging the hottest bat? Eric Hosmer during this homespan, who has now raised his batting average to an even 300. There was a time he was hitting back in the 230s, 240s, but the last 2 months he's been on fire. Escobar, 6-game hit streak, a lot of hits to right field. Billy Butler has gone deep. Justin Maxwell, well, he has home runs in each of his last 2 games. He's a good pick too.
And he is hot. So this is a great question. Folks, we really appreciate your participation this year, this summer. It's made it a lot of fun for the television, to the broadcasters. We're having fun with you. But are you going if you're going to ask me, Fizz, how can you go against Hosmer and how hot he's been, man? I'm going to tell you, he's dangerous. If I'm a pitcher, I'm worried about my health.
Oh, you got that right.
No, I'm not worried about getting up a hit or anything. I'm worried about him hitting one back at the box on me.
He now has 11 hits on this homestand. 22 at bats. That's a comfortable 500 batting average. As we added the 1 that he has tonight, that graphic had him at 10 for 21. Alex Gordon, 2 home runs his last 3 nights, including one that went 415 feet in game 1 of this series, a 5-1 Royal victory. Good pitch, 1-1.
Yeah, he's not afraid to throw that breaking ball or the changeup to the lefties. So that's good. Alex is 2 for 6 against him lifetime.
Outside 2-1. They're giving Gordon a lot of room in right center field. He does hit a lot of balls in the air to left field, but we have seen him gap several in that right center area. So Dubront, if he comes middle in, Gordon could get him. On his fists. Perfectly located fastball.
Yeah, and you know, Gordon 303 with 5 home runs out of his 12 against lefties. See that? That's nice. Good power ratio there, even out. Doesn't really matter. And he'll you know, in spring training he was hitting a lot of homers to left center. Now he's pulling some and going dead center. Just kind of wherever it's pitched. But spring training was a long time ago.
Almost hit Alex, and Saltalamacchia very fortunate to be able to grab that pitch. And Gordon has always had great success against this Boston ball club, as you see Alex getting out of the way. Gordon is tied with the great Willie Wilson for the highest batting average against the Red Sox at .350, and 4 of his 6 hits against Boston this year have been extra base hits.
Okay, if it's not your pitch, let it go. Let Maxwell take over. Anyway.
Well, he's been locating well, particularly inside, right in the hands of Alex.
Okay, well, 6 pitch at bats working. Let's get his pitch count up there where Guthrie's was. 26 now. Excuse me, 23.
Escobar grounded out. Hosmer singled. Butler popped up.
With Hosmer going, that ball's well placed. It could score him.
Ball 4.
Beautiful.
Dubront did not walk a man in his last start. He was great on Sunday and shutting out the Arizona Diamondbacks in 7 innings. Winning that game 4-0. 5 hits allowed, no runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and a team that is very aggressive. We saw Gordon be extremely patient, and now the Royals have 2 on with 2 out for Maxwell, who is 8 for 17 with 3 home runs as a Royal.
Yeah, you know, the Diamondbacks, they're a nice team, but they're nowhere in the league of hot that the Royals are right now. And I believe the Kansas City Royals, after winning the first 2 games against Boston, is in the mind of them. No question.
That gets away. Hosmer goes to third. Gordon to second. Now a single could make it 2-0 Kansas City. And Dubront has suddenly gone wild.
I'm telling you, Alex Gordon, as patient as he was at the plate, and then spit on that ball 4, it taxed him already early in the first inning. They're in his mind. So a big hit here, not even a big hit. How about just a lousy single? Would really put some doubt in Dubront, because he's already thinking about him. He's just wondering when when it's going to happen.
We saw how strong that Justin Maxwell is the other day. This is our AT&T Uverse Rewind. PV made a mistake, and Maxwell made him pay.
I mean, that ball had topspin on it. So again, he just saw that big curveball. He'll put that away in his mind.
Advantage Dubront, 1-2.
pretty nice week.
One came one week ago tonight in the 12th inning that won a game of the New York Mets. Game-winning home run that was ripped down the line, well back into the seats at Citi Field. Royals were able to take 2 of 3 from the Mets and go 8-1 on their best 9-game road trip ever. Two and two.
We saw the Royals almost take John Lester, the opening day starter in this series, out of the game. And they taxed over 30 pitches in the first on him, and they're working on Dubron here. Excellent job offensively early in the games that the Royals have displayed.
He will throw at least 30 pitches in this inning. That was number 29.
To me, Maxwell looks very confident, borderline cocky, and that's what you want. You want your opponent to feel you, to see you, and to smell the stink you got on your body. And that's body language talk. That's what that is.
And that is HUD speak.
First base is open. Let's make it be yours. Let Tejada take over if it's not.
Ball 4.
Beautiful. I mean, this is just really a sign of hitters going to the plate that have a plan. Pedro Gafal has done a nice job in his 3 weeks now, 2 weeks since George Brett has left him solo. It's like George made some mental adjustments with Grifol, and Pedro, with his people skills and the way that he works these guys in the cage and the drills that they do, starting to pay off.
How much of what Dubron is showing us is him charting the game last night? We saw his veteran pitcher Jake Peavy pitching well, and all of a sudden the Royals, with some frenzy hitting, just roared from behind to take a 3-run lead with 6 runs in the 6th.
The Royals are in the back of his mind. All of the Red Sox players, they're like, wow, you know what? We heard that these guys were good coming in. We've had no idea that they were going to whip us like they have. So, still haven't scored any runs yet.
Ball 1 to Miguel Tejada.
If he gets out of it, there's 2 outs. If he gets out of it, good. I mean, he's going to say, well, all right, but the damage has been done. Even if they don't score any runs.
He's thrown 31 pitches already. Bases loaded. The veteran Tejada, 307 career home runs. Ball 2.
Tejada would like the big hit, but we've seen him shorten up his swing and just get the lousy single on line drives to the opposite field. Now, Victorino, the right fielder, in this whole series has been playing very shallow because a lot of Royals hitters hit singles to right. Ellsbury's playing him to the opposite field and shallow.
He takes his strike, gets 2-1.
He's a money player, even at 39, Miguel Tejada.
Rips it to center, but here comes Ellsbury, and he makes a nice running catch. A good at bat by Miggy. The Royals leave him loaded, but they did tax the Boston starter.
It's mental.
Huskers night, and Darren Erstad, the head baseball coach at the University of Nebraska, threw out the first pitch to a fellow Cornhusker, Alex Gordon, and you can see Slugger getting it on with the Cornhusker mascot. Everybody came dressed in red, even though they were pulling for the Royals, and we talked to so many Husker fans who told us, hey, I know I wore red. It's because I love the Huskers, but I love the Royals. They listened to the Royals on Fox Sports Kansas City and their area in Lincoln, Nebraska, Meade, Hastings, and Grand Island. It's a ground ball that will find right field, a base hit for leadoff man Mike Karp.
Well, Mike Karp, that makes him 6 for 10 lifetime off Guthrie. Talk about having some mental confidence against a guy.
That will bring up Mike Napoli, who got a big bases loaded double last night, the drive in 3, and put Boston up 6-3. But the Royals said, no big deal. We'll come back with 6 in the 6th. As they sent 11 men to the plate in that huge inning. Napoli has been with the Angels, with the Texas Rangers, helped the Rangers to a couple of American League championships where they barely lost to the Cardinals and the Giants. And he brings a ton of leadership to Boston. They already have one more win than they had all of last season.
Napoli's got a couple homers off of Guthrie in his career. Stays inside the ball pretty well. Likes to shoot the ball opposite field.
2-2.
You know, that last pitch that Guthrie struck Big Papi out on was the pitch that I've been talking about, how Guthrie creates. He threw that ball probably, what was it?
It was 65.
65 miles an hour and a perfect time to get a big strikeout.
Rex, there was a 31-mile-per-hour difference in his slowest pitch to his fastest pitch in the first inning. He strikes out Napoli here.
Oh, that's a beauty. Nice little two-seam sinker. All right, here it is for Big Papi. This was a beauty. Look at, now you see it, now you don't. It started out belt high. Big Papi lost his balance. And he's got to go.
So his slowest was 65. His highest, the highest velocity on his fastball was 96, with a difference in 31 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, man.
And Rex, it almost seemed like David Ortiz had started his swing last week and was still waiting for it to show up.
It's easy for us to laugh.
I know.
But I'm going to tell you what, that's very difficult to try to hit.
Well, you're all wired up anyway, looking for the dead red fastball.
Shoot, man, my mom was right. She'd say, son, you're better off using a boat oar trying to hit that ball.
But that's just good pitching.
Well, you know what? They're really good at their craft. This is the best in the world. They know how to get hitters off balance.
Lamakia hits it sharply, but foul. Advantage Guthrie at 1-2. Kansas City has won the first 2 games of this series, 5-1 and 9-6. Their 15-2 start in their last 17 games is the best since 1989. That was from the middle of August, August 15th, through September 1st. Guthrie with that little hesitation on his delivery. We'll see him do that just to throw off a hitter's timing. And to be quite honest with you, Rex, I have not seen him give up a hit yet when he's gone to this hesitation.
Yeah, that's more of a Japanese pitchers. That's out of his book. They have deception big time in their deliveries.
And then he quick pitches Saul to LaMacchia as even a more drastic change of pace.
Well, I know that Ned Yost realizes how good the offense is of the Red Sox because they tax the pitch count. So he's prepared, but already Guthrie moving towards 40.
In there. We have seen 2 Red Sox take called strike 3s in this inning, and now 3 of their 4. We told you they were patient, but maybe they're being too patient because Jeremy has been a strike thrower all season long.
Oh man, that two-seamer is alive this evening. It's backing hitters off because it starts on the inside part of the plate and moves back over the plate.
That almost looked like a two-seam fastball that Bartolo Colon would throw for the Oakland A's. That late run, and they would catch the inside corner. Stephen Drew batting .252, a 10-game hit streak coming in, 16 hits in 37 at-bats. Three for 9 in this series. Left side, Moustakas wants it. He'll take it. Felix Doubront begins the bottom of the second inning. Rex Hudler we have sent on special assignment here at Kauffman Stadium, so we have brought out of the bullpen one of the greatest closers of all time, Jeff Montgomery. See that guy there, Monty?
Yes.
He is distraught because he thought he caught a foul ball, and his mom said, "You got to give it to my little brother." So Uncle Hud has been sent to save the day.
I'm sure Rex is going to make someone's day here very shortly.
Having fun at the K, and here we go to the second inning of work. Felix Doubront throwing to Mike Moustakas. And Monty, we were talking about that first inning with Felix Doubront, that even though the Royals did not score, we felt they had a successful first inning.
Yeah, had him on the ropes, almost got a couple runs across the board. But at least we ran the pitch count up, and he's been a guy that's been solid, one of the most consistent starting pitchers on the year. So earlier you get him out, the best chance you have.
15 straight games Doubront has gone, giving up 3 runs or less. It's the longest streak for a Red Sox left-hander since 1919, when Herb Pennock posted a 15-game set streak. Moustakas pulls it foul. And I've also been very impressed with Jeremy Guthrie, the way he looks locked in once again. He's hitting his spots. That 65-mile-an-hour curveball he threw to Ortiz was sensational.
We had a chance to talk earlier today about how on the mark he was last outing. Got the shutout. George Kottaras was very happy with his command. Looks like he's going to follow it up again tonight.
Bruce takes it outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Do you see any similarities with this team? And I know we bring it up because of the statistic, the 89 ball club that you were on with that run.
Well, I think both teams have ways to win a different way every night. And that's what I've seen from the Royals, especially as of late. We've seen contributions from so many different players, so many different departments, and that's what it takes to put together a spring like this.
Moustakas takes that breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 3. First strikeout by Felix. And that was, I think, the most pleasant thing was that the starting pitching and the defense, along with the bullpen, has not only kept them in most games, but closed them out. And it's always been the offense, the big question mark. Last night, the offense bailed them out.
Yeah, and that's really a great sign because this team won so many games in April when the offense really didn't click, but the starting pitcher covered up a lot of that shortcoming. But now that they've really had the opportunity for the offense to come alive, that blossomed, and now they're consistently scoring runs, you always feel like there's a chance to win a game.
Here is Brett Hayes. Fouled out of play. Brett Hayes still with the ball club and playing well. The Royals are 5-1 with Salvador Perez out. Salvi, as you know, in the 7-day DL for concussion. And he was running the outfield. We saw him today. He said he really feels good. He's had no headaches. And there's a good chance that Perez could be back tomorrow. What a job by the 2 catchers. As I told you yesterday, one named George, the other named Brett. You've got to look for success.
You got to like that. And going back a week ago, we were in New York, and when we learned that Salvador Perez was going on the concussion list, we looked back at that time when he was on the bereavement list, and the Royals lost 7 out of 9 games during that stretch, and everyone was kind of worried that maybe the team's going to fall back a little bit, but fortunately they have not done that.
And I almost think that something good could come from that, because sometimes when a star goes down, and obviously you cannot survive without a star that long, but a week, 2, and it seemed like everybody came together. Hayes fouls it back 1-2.
And that's a really good sign. I mean, you see great teams have the ability to find ways to get contributions from guys maybe you don't count on all the time, and whether it be Brett Hayes or whoever it's going to be, guys pick guys up. And now that Lorenzo Cain going on the disabled list, someone's going to have to pick up that defense that he's shown in the outfield and those runs that he's been able to produce.
Hayes takes low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Royals in 2 innings have forced Dubrock to throw 44 pitches.
Like
Dyson waiting his turn on deck, and Hayes and Porter having a little conversation.
I think they're trying to make sure the count's the correct count.
It should be 3-2, and now it has been changed in the scoreboard, and that was what Brett was checking on. And he fouls it off. Good at bat. Brett spent the entire year down at Omaha, AAA. Hit .231 with 11 home runs and 34 driven in. 4 years he spent in the major leagues with the Marlins organization. When you would work with a new catcher, what were you looking for?
Well, I just wanted a catcher to understand what it took for me to click. And for me, I was not a guy that had pinpoint control. I didn't walk a lot of guys, but I also wasn't able to hit that corner every time out. So I want to make sure the catcher realizes that I've got to use the entire plate here.
Stephen Drew throws out Brad Hayes, 2 outs. And we told you that we sent Rex Hudler on special assignment. But here's what happened at the end of last inning. The ball boy found a baseball, gave it to that young man. And his mom said, no, it goes to the other lad. And he is incredibly sad. And he sits down and turns away and says, Mom, don't talk to me. I want a stew. So guess who shows up? Uncle Hud. And Rex comes down, finds the lad, and said, are you missing a baseball? And he takes that frown and turns it upside down. How's it going? Do you want a baseball? Oh, that's great.
Can't wait to hear that story.
I know. And now the younger brother wants to be part of the conversation. Here's Gerard Dyson. They took some pictures. They got a high five. Both kids get a baseball. And believe me, fans, that is Uncle Hud. He has 4 children of his own, and as I tell his wife, Jennifer, who is a dear friend, a fabulous person, an All-American, I say, you have 5 children. Rex is just your oldest. A little bit upstairs and a 3-1 count. They'd love to see Dyson get on with his speed. And this is a great opportunity for Gerard to face left-handers as well. He was taking all the way. Now with 2 strikes, Middlebrooks, the third baseman, was in. He'll move back.
Gerard got to make him throw a strike. If not, hit the ball on the ground somewhere.
Ball 4. Great at bat because Dubront now has thrown 55 pitches. Now he has to worry about Dyson at first with the leadoff man Escobar coming up. The winner of the Fan Vote T-shirt Tuesday design is this Salvador Perez shirt presented by Sport Clips and will be given away to the first 10,000 fans on August 13th. Gates will open at 5:30 when the Royals take on the Marlins, and these T-shirts will go fast. Get your tickets now at Royals.com/T-shirt Tuesday or call 1-800-6-ROYALS.
That's a good-looking shirt. I'm sure that one will go fast.
Salvador, everybody I talk to, he's one of the favorite players among fans. Hopefully we'll see him tomorrow. Escobar hits it foul. Dyson was off and running. And it doesn't appear that Dubront has that great of a move. We haven't seen it, much of it yet.
He has been very deliberate tonight.
Dyson does not go, and a foul off, so Gerard is on his own. But when Dubront came home, Dyson's first move was back to first base. They say he went, so Escobar strikes out. The Royals do not score. They lead one more. We head to the third. 0-0 game.
What a sight in August. This will be the biggest August crowd attending a Royals game here at the K since 2003. And that's the last time, 2003, that the Royals had over 35,000 in attendance for an August game. It happened 6 times back in this year. And one other note on that, guys. In 2003, they had that big crowd, but from 2004 on, only 5 times did they have 35,000 plus in the month of August. One night was because of George Brett bobblehead night. The other times the team was well under 500. This is because this team is winning, and I think a little something having to do with your guest.
It is Nebraska night at the ballpark, and everybody was given a red KC cap. We're Nebraska fans, and this is one of our favorite people. It is Darren Erstad, and Darren is the baseball coach at Nebraska.
Bam!
He's a dear friend of ours because Rex Hudler, when he played for the Angels, broke Ersty in when he was a rookie. And Darren didn't speak much, did he then?
No, he was exactly like rookies should be, Fizz. All eyes and ears and absolutely no mouth. And Ersty was a joy to be around. He played the game the way you would hope your kid played the game. Hard and very furious. And it was intense. And there were times I would go, Ersty, and sit by you at your locker and go, Ersty, it's okay, man. Just relax a little bit. But tell us what those early first few years in the big leagues was like for you.
Well, Hud, you're the only one that actually talked to me, so that was good. Everybody else told me to kind of beat it, but no, I was fortunate to come up in '96 with you guys. I mean, name the guys: Mark Langston, Chuck Finley, Tim Salmon, Chili Davis, Chuck McElroy, Jim. I mean, go on and on with the guys that Lee Smith. There's so many guys that taught me the right way to go about my business in the big leagues. And those first few years, I mean, then the next year we got Cecil Fielder, Ricky Henderson, Tony Phillips, Dave Hollins, Gary DiSarcina. And I was just fortunate to have guys teach me the right way to do it, and I did a lot of learning and listening those first few years.
Ersty, 2000 was a very special year for you. You had a career year. Now, we were thinking that possibly you were that good that you could repeat that year, but man, it was incredible. 100 RBIs on the nose, 240 hits. Ersty, what kind of groove were you in? And I remember what we were broadcasting during that time. Everything fell that year for you. That's so rare for a ball player, isn't it?
Well, I really wish I knew how I did it because I would have done it again.
You're right.
Honestly, you get comfortable in the box, and a big thing is stay healthy. And when unfortunately I had a ton of injury problems through the years, but for all the great times, 02, the team stuff is way greater than any individual championship or accomplishment.
Ellsbury gets the base hit. Darren, I wanted to ask you about when you retire. There were several managers I talked to who said people will be standing in line to hire Darren Erstad as their coach in the major leagues, yet you chose your university, Nebraska. Why did you choose college baseball rather than the major leagues?
Well, I really didn't have any plans of coaching after I was done. I was going to spend a lot of time with my family, not being around them for forever. And, we moved back to Nebraska. And next thing you know, I'm getting asked to be the volunteer. And, that was a good thing to have. We have a little bit of free time as well for the family. And one thing led to another. And now you get offered a head coaching job. And Nebraska gave me so much. North Dakota gave me a ton. The college gave me a lot, and now I'm in a position to affect kids' lives in a positive way and give back to them and let them have a similar path that I had and have success like that. And it's pretty powerful stuff.
And what is it like to have the friendship with Alex Gordon? He still lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, loves the University of Nebraska, goes to all the football games. And he's a little like you with a determined, almost football mentality playing baseball.
He's like me, but just with better skill set. That's what I always say. He hits the ball farther and runs faster. But, Alex is that guy. We'll be going into the office at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he's already in the cage hitting. He's that guy that works when nobody's looking, and that's how you get better. And he has that, and you can see it working out on the field for him. And just a tremendous supporter of our program, and that's former athletes giving back to their school. He's just it's been great to see his name on the side of our new indoor facility, and he's just a tremendous guy to have around.
Ersty, 2-time All-Star, World Series champion, 3-time Gold Glover. Alex Gordon has 2. How many do you think he'll end up with when his career's over?
Well, I don't see where anybody's going to take it away from him. He's just he's so solid out there, and it's pretty impressive. He played the infield, and just to go to the outfield and do that, it's not easy to do. And he's done a fantastic job. And made that transition really well, but I'm still going to have it on him. He's going to have to get one in the infield before I give him too much credit.
That's right. Fizz, I got to brag on Erstad a little bit more. Erstad, correct me if I'm wrong, are you the only player in the history of this game of baseball to win a Gold Glove at first base and center field?
I think so.
I'm going to give him a standing O right here.
There you go.
Whenever you're the only one that's been in this game for that many years to do that, Stad, your hands were beautiful over there, man. You were picking it. How do you transfer that to your players now?
Well, it's a lot of repetition. And, it's kind of crazy, but you think about it in college, I didn't really work on defense and didn't think much of it. And, I made a few errors, and you just want to become a rounded ball player because you just never know. You have to be able to do all parts to play at this level. And I really concentrated on my defense, and it served me well and probably got me a few more years in the big leagues. When the bat's not there, defense will always be there. And you show me a good team, and I'll show you a team that pitches and plays consistent defense, and that's going to win a lot of games. And I knew it was important, and I was going to spend my time doing that.
Ellsbury gets the stolen base.
Erstad, what's the hardest thing coaching at Nebraska?
I haven't had one hard thing yet. I absolutely love every part of it. It is, it's just a special place. The only thing I could probably say is time away from your family. That's probably the one thing. But people said I would hate recruiting. Oh, you're not going to like doing that. I get paid to watch baseball games. It's the silliest thing I've ever seen. It's just fantastic. I mean, it's so much fun to go out there and see that one kid or those two kids on a field that have that high motor or playing with that passion that you look for. And it's so refreshing to see that look in their eye and that they have that same drive that I had back in the day. And now you have an opportunity to maybe get them and mold them and get them ready to chase their dream. And that's just powerful stuff in my book.
Wow, Erstad, how much do you stress education? A piece of paper from the University of Nebraska has got to be really big.
Right. I mean, I'd like to say every guy's going to get a chance to chase their dream and play in the big leagues. That's just not the case. So, you have to take pride in the classroom because you have to have another plan. You have to be diversified in what you're trying to do in life. And we don't look. I'm not looking for guys that just pick and choose what they want to be good at. I'm looking for guys that are hooked up across the board because you have to be so focused on everything you do, from weightlifting to classroom, every detail of on the field. You start picking and choosing off the field, you're going to pick and choose on the field, and that's not winning baseball. So we really focus on the whole package at Nebraska.
We're visiting with Darren Erstad, head baseball coach at Nebraska. Right now, Ellsbury in scoring position, a 3-2 pitch to Pedroia, who singles to right field. Maxwell with a good arm. They will hold Ellsbury. And that was a wise decision. First and third, David Ortiz coming up. So, Darren Erstad, baseball coach, how would you pitch to Big Papi?
Right here? Well, if he's going to beat me, he's going to have to beat me to left field. So I'm going to probably maybe throw one inside first pitch, get him thinking about it, and then maybe go soft away and just stay away, and he's going to have to beat me with a fly ball out of the park to left field.
Did you see the 65-mile-an-hour curveball that Guthrie threw him to strike him out?
I did, and I would highly recommend not doing that again because he's very good at making adjustments. So I'd like to see speed him up inside, slow him down away a little bit, and if we need to finish him off inside, we can do that.
Runners on the corners. The leading RBI man for Boston at the plate. David with 74 driven in. It is 22nd home run yesterday in the 9-6 Boston loss. Fouled off 1-1. You were all-state in hockey, football, baseball, track and field.
How about ice
in
fishing?
North Dakota and ice fishing as well. But the transition awfully dramatic to the next level, which was Division I. And I wanted to ask you, how did you go from getting, I think it was just 2 partial offers, Creighton and Nebraska, to being the #1 pick in America in the '95 draft?
Some things are hard to explain. Just was given opportunities, and I made the most of them. I was prepared and worked my tail off, and at the end of the day, well, thank goodness there's no green monster in Kansas City.
He hit it to left field.
That's off the
exactly
wall.
What
that
you
might
said.
be a home run.
Instead, at the K, it's just a long out. We'll come back with Darren Erstad, talk more about his great career right after this. This was Darren Erstad before the game entertaining fans at Kauffman Stadium. Steve Physiok, Rex Hudler, and Darren Erstad. And here is Darren Erstad in 2002 helping lead the Angels to the World Championship. Game 6, he hit the home run that brought the Angels within 1. And Troy Gloss, of course, with the game-winning hit. But what an experience that was.
That's what it's all about right there. And, you know, I see... You know, we started that year, and the fans just kept showing up, and it's kind of eerie, but it's starting to see the same thing here where fans are kind of catching that fever. You got a team that's playing some good baseball, and, hey, you just never know.
Ersty, that team you were on was a lot of homegrown talent, the same way as these Kansas City Royals.
Boy, you ain't kidding. And I think that if I read right, I think the Royals are leading the ERA in the American League, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we were second, I think, in ERA, and nobody thought we'd do anything on the mound. So it all starts there.
Now, Ersty, also the comeback wins are what you guys had a lot of that year. I think 37. You were at the tops in baseball. Same way with this young Royals team. Talk about that mentality and what that characteristic instills in this team as you go day to day in the game.
Well, it's getting belief. It's doing it a couple times, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, we've been there before. We've done that. And you have that belief, and you get in those situations, and you don't panic. You don't quit. You almost thrive on them. You're like, hey, we've been here before. Let's do it again. And you start that feeling. You can just feel your teammates. Everybody has that confidence, and when that grows, it's almost unstoppable. And you saw it last night with the Royals too. It's just it's a special feeling that special teams have.
Well, let's take a look at our Toyota League leaders, and the Royals right at the very top and come from behind victories this year. We've seen so many recently. They're tied with Texas for the most. Oakland with 31, and they have been leading the West for so many years. And here is Billy Butler. Darren, we were talking about your background in North Dakota, four-sport, all-state athlete, and then making it to the major leagues. And I wanted to ask you the challenges because the Royals drafted a young man out of Johnson County by the name of Bubba Starling. He was recruited by Nebraska to play football. And can you talk, because he was a three-sport star, football, basketball, baseball, only played like 25 games in the summer. What was that like for you to go from 4 sports to 1 sports, and what were some of the things, the growth that you needed along the way?
I was pretty green coming from North Dakota. I mean, I needed if I would have signed out of high school, I don't think I would have made it very far. I needed a couple years to kind of mature a little bit and be ready, and that's when I finally had an opportunity to play professional baseball. I was ready, and I ended up spending, I think, 3 months in the minor leagues before I came to the big leagues, and that would have never happened if I was signed out of high school. So, like for Bubba, the learning curve is going to be longer. I mean, he's a young kid. He's going to have to, just kind of get thrown in the fire and get his at-bats under him. And, that's college and my path. It was nice to be able to go through all that and play football and get exposed to big crowds and dealing with the media and dealing with scrutiny, and all those things really helped out to really accelerate the curve that I was on.
Bubba signed out of high school. Is there any advice about patience that you would give him?
Well, just to everybody. I mean, he's a kid. He's going to have to. It's going to take time. Get
out
of
Alex
here.
Gordon deep to right. Victorino will be able to run it down.
This place would have erupted right
there. Oh, they love Gordo.
Yeah, but he's just got to be patient. He just needs at bats and just needs to play. Unbelievable talent. I mean, the guy's got a great skill set. He just has to go through it. And he's probably never failed in his life, and he's probably failing now. And that's baseball. You got to learn how to deal with that.
Ersty, hopefully he doesn't have to spend 6 years in A-ball and 10 years in the minors like I did, being a #1 pick, but I just wasn't ready. I was out of high school mentally and physically not mature enough to handle the daily grind of baseball. It took time, so hopefully it won't take Bubba Starling that long.
But you turned out pretty good, Rex.
Well,
I mean, that everybody's path's different, but I'm glad it worked out that way. I probably never would have met you if it worked out a different way.
Ersty, you were a pleasure to be a teammate with, and I'm sure you're able to pass on the everyday life skills that baseball taught you to these young college students coming in now. I tell you, recruiting must be a lot of fun for you, and you go out to these hot shots, and do you just break it down for them in their living room?
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk much about playing in the big leagues. One thing I talk about is say, look, everybody's good. I mean, everybody's good players. I said, at the end of the day, I can play played with hundreds, thousands of players. I can't tell you how many homers they hit. I can't tell you what their batting average was, but I can tell you what kind of person they were, and I can tell you how they treated their teammates, what their reputation was in the clubhouse, how they treated people off the field. Those are the things you're going to be remembered for, and that's the biggest life lesson, and it's the truth. I'm done. I'm 4 years out. And, I go and there's a few guys I played with on this field, and you're getting huge hugs from them, and it's like the guys that you don't like, you don't talk to. So it's all about how you treat people, and I just think that's very important, the respect you have from your teammates when you leave.
Justin Maxwell singles up the middle. You've known Alex Gordon for a number of years. Did you talk with him today about the experience you had with the Angels when you started to win and the feeling that Alex is having with this team now?
No, I didn't. We really didn't get into that. I basically said, look, Alex, it's Husker night. Your wife cannot go into labor tonight. She can have the baby tomorrow, but there's a lot of people here that want to see you play, so let's just hold off till tomorrow.
And Erstad, he just missed that last
I
pitch.
know.
Darn it, that would have turned this place upside down. But he's got some time left. It's still early.
Yeah.
And here is Miguel Tejada, who hit a screaming line drive to center field with the bases loaded his first time up.
Biz, I remember in 2002 when the Miguel Tejada was the MVP that year of Oakland, and they won like 20 straight games, and I think the Angels ran off like 18 of 20. And remember, they couldn't distance themselves. They tried, similar to what's going on with the Royals now and the Detroit Tigers. So, Erstad, you just worry about your own backyard, right? You just take care of your own stuff. You don't worry about the standings or what's going on anywhere else, correct?
Absolutely. And I remember Miggy, I couldn't stand him. He played for Oakland. I couldn't stand him. I ended up playing with him in Houston. He's one of the best teammates I ever played with. And it's not a coincidence that he's here and helping these young guys along, because he is unbelievable. I mean, he's just off the charts character. And like I said, I don't know how many homers he hit, but I'll remember him forever for the way that he handled the players in the clubhouse.
And you should have heard the roar of the crowd when he came out to pinch hit last night. And that's what tells you about the intelligence of the baseball fans in Kauffman Stadium. As soon as he moved out of the top step of the dugout and towards the on-deck circle, the place roared. They thought, here comes Miguel Tejada. He doesn't have that many at-bats, but they admire his work ethic, his hustle, his attention to detail every moment on the field.
Erstad, last season for the Cornhuskers in the Big Ten. Very nice conference record, 15-9. What's it look like for you this coming year?
Well, this will be the first year coming up that we didn't lose anybody to the draft. The first time in the last 13 years. So we got guys to come to college, which will be very helpful. Last year, we had a good conference season. We struggled a little bit early, but we also played the 13th hardest schedule in the country. I want our boys to see what's out there. We might be in the Big Ten, but we're fighting for one of the top 8 seeds in the country. And Nebraska's been to the College World Series 3 times in the last 13 years. That's the expectations, and that's where we're going. So I'm going to get my boys ready for that. And we finished one game under 500. We win one more game, we're probably a 2 seed in the regional. So we're on the edge. Our guys tasted a little bit. They saw somebody walk them off in the championship game, and see somebody piled up in front of you can be a very motivating factor. And we have some highly motivated kids this year, and I'm excited to be around them in a couple of weeks.
Erstad, I have 4 years of eligibility left. Do you have room for a 52-year-old second baseman?
Weren't you going to Notre Dame?
Yeah, but I turned it down.
Yeah.
I still got
think
my
your clock.
eligibility.
I think you might have passed your amateurism, but I would take you, Hud. I don't know.
You're pumping me up right now.
Last time I worked out with you, you blew your hammy out.
You had to bring that up. It's all right. Erstad, what a blast to have you up here, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Darren, thank you very much.
Man.
Always great to see you. Say hi to Jessica.
Go Big Red.
We'll be right back. Royals baseball is brought to you by Farmland Foods and their Bacon a Difference charity concert featuring the Eli Young Band on October 3rd. Go to baconadifference.com. And look at those wildflowers out beyond Kauffman Stadium. It is gorgeous.
Fizz, you look at them. Those are the most beautiful surroundings to a ballpark I've ever seen. It's the Emerald City, and this is the Emerald right here. The K.
Poppies.
Yeah, the K.
Poppies.
With the fountains, it's unbelievable.
Doing sleepy.
Mike Karp will lead things off in the 4th inning, a 0-0 game. Red Sox no runs, 4 hits. Royals no runs, 3 hits. Karp, we told you why he was starting in this game. 5 for 9 coming in against Jeremy Guthrie with 2 home runs. And he singled his first time up. Just rolled it between Hosmer and Tejada. Now back 3-2. Guthrie has not walked anybody. He has struck out 4. Both pitchers have thrown a lot of pitches early. Guthrie at 67 and Dubront over 70.
This is a grind them out pennant race situation here. August 10th, 2013. Fans are geeked. Look at them. Give them a souvenir, they're even more pumped.
Karp will work the walk. And so for the 3rd time in this game, Boston has had their leadoff man on, and they lead the major leagues in that department. Their leadoff guy has been on now 379 times. Only 4 in the first 2 games of the series, but 3 tonight.
Did Darren Erstad pump you up like he did me? I mean, like, you know, he's just taken the life's lessons that were taught to him all the years of playing professional baseball now to these college kids, and he's talking about character. He's not talking about stats or greatness.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's exactly what kind of college coach you want to have, or any kind of coach. Build up your young men. Build them up to be grown men. And really, in a sense, we're watching young Royals baseball players become big league ball players. I mean, pennant winning ball players, and they're learning it by failure. Basically, they're learning how to succeed after tasting the bitterness of the game and how tough it can be. The grind. Failure. Moose was struggling so badly early they were thinking about sending him out, and now look at him. He's rebounding from that. He's becoming the Moose that they expected. Hosmer, he's coming around. Guthrie, Shields, Santana, they're leading out there on that mound. The bullpen has been strong. Escobar, he's continuing to play defense, and the outfield has been wonderful, saving runs left and right. Sprinkle in Tejada and some veterans. Hadn't even mentioned Salvador, and they're winning without him.
A swing and a miss, and Guthrie gets Mike Napoli.
Okay, Guthrie, he's out there really just pitching his tail off. He's hitting his spots. Look where this is. That's so down and away from a big-time hitter. You got to hit your spots. If you don't, they'll get you.
He now has 5 strikeouts on the evening. But I had several fans tell me that it almost reminded them last night of the Red Sox-Yankees matchup, or a Royals-Yankees matchup from the 70s. Well, we're not only drawing fans from the Midwest, whether it's from Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Arkansas, Oklahoma, but internationally as well. And I received an email this morning from a sergeant and Delta Company supply sergeant in Afghanistan, in the 135th in Afghanistan. Doug Christie sent me this email, Rex. that said, "Good morning from Afghanistan. I haven't contacted you since Fort Hood. I have to say I am speechless. The Royals are playing out of their minds, even coming from behind. If I had known this, I would have left the country years ago." Afghanistan. And there's a base hit to right field by Saltalamacchia. But to finish it, Hud, he said, "Let the club know they are the talk of my corner of the world. I had no idea so many closet Royal fans in my Missouri National Guard unit were here in Afghanistan." And then he said, "I work with a Yankee fan. He is not doing so well at all." And the Royals winning is just salt in his wound. "Can't wait to get home and watch a game in person. Hope I can still get tickets." "You will, Sergeant Christie." And he says, "Never been prouder to be a Royals fan. Go Royals."
So we'll have to bring him up to the booth when he comes, Fizz.
You got that right. We met him on the Caravan in Springfield, Missouri this past February. I know you did the Kansas side. I did the Missouri side with Bruce Chen and Will Smith and Danny Duffy, and Toby Cook was with us, and he had a bunch of members of the military in Springfield, and that's where we met Sergeant Christie. He told us we were going to Afghanistan, so we communicated a little bit, and they're watching the Royals play over there, half a world away, and cheering. And the bachelorette party is also at the K. We've got it all tonight. Stephen Drew takes a strike. It's 2-1.
It's all right. He's going to try to get Drew here to roll over. A little double play ball. Little 4-6-3. That two-seam running fastball is working really well. There it is.
Hit well. Maxwell can make the play, and it skips by him. Karp will come around. He will score. Holding at third is Saltalamacchia. It's 1-0 Boston.
Sorry, the ball seemed like it was hit hard, and it wasn't. It was off the end of the bat. So Maxwell, he didn't exactly get a perfectly straight route to it, but he forgot to keep it in front of him. He had a chance to, and he tried to, but he got too low on the slide. And had he just kept that in front of him, the bases would have been loaded and a double play still in order, but didn't work out.
So now Guthrie must go to work with young Will Middlebrooks. Flied out to left field his first time up. The Royals are playing their infield halfway because of Saltalamacchia's below average speed at third base.
And it gives them more range in that infield where they can knock a ball down if it gets to their left or to their right. If they're in all the way on the grass, that ball's by them. If the runner wasn't in second base, they would be all the way in.
Guthrie falling behind more often this inning. A flare to right. Base hit. 2 will score. 3-0 Boston.
Okay, little jam shot.
Well, Sergeant Christie talked about all of those comebacks, so he's just going to have to watch one more over in Afghanistan.
I don't think there's anyone in the ballpark in attendance concerned that the Royals just fell down 3-0.
Here is Ellsbury. He's been on twice, a pair of singles. Batting almost .350 since late May. Anytime an umpire has a tight zone, you'll see a lot of pitches thrown. And we've seen a lot of pitches thrown from Royal starter Guthrie, Boston starter Dubront. Hit well, right field. Over the head of Maxwell. Middlebrooks will score the 4th run.
Wow, Ellsbury. He was waiting for that baby. 3 for 3. The ball was right out on the middle of the plate. So Guthrie, he's missing. The location is not too bad. It's down, but it's out over. And there was nobody covering second, and Ellsbury said, you know what? Let me see. I'm not worried about getting off the bag because there's no one at second. They're not going to throw behind me.
25th double this year for Jacoby Ellsbury and 42nd RBI. But Guthrie really being taxed. He has not had one easy inning. Coming off that complete game shutout of Minnesota on Monday. Through 106 total pitches, and he's thrown 87 already and not yet 4 innings.
Okay, you got to make Ellsbury stop. Ellsbury is a ball of energy. Watch him. Ellsbury, look at him. He wants to steal. If you don't make him stop, he'll take third on you. This guy is on a mission.
Meantime, today Detroit beat the Yankees 9-3, so the Tigers have won 13 of their last 14 after their 12-game win streak ended yesterday. And the Angels leading Cleveland 3-1 in the 5th. Tribe is really struggling. They have lost 5 in a row.
Got to find a way to get through this really tough section of the Boston order. Look at that. That's smart right there. Okay, Guthrie, he was thinking that Tejada was going to cover there. And the fact that Tejada didn't break, Jerry Lane, the umpire, was in his way a little bit. Guthrie just turned and threw right to him. Jerry Lane. So, you know, you got to move that umpire sometimes. You got to tell him in a nice way with manners.
So please and thank you, the operative words.
You know what? I used to do that all the time. Excuse me, sir. Can you move? Please. Thank you.
Just low and inside, 1 and 2. Boston, a very patient team. Guthrie right now at 90 pitches. Last night, all 6 runs by Boston came with 2 outs. He punches that one to third. Moustakas will fire across the diamond and just barely get Victorino, who is roaring down the line.
Moose had to give a double take to Ellsbury, making sure Ellsbury wasn't going to come over there. Go over to third on the throw. Watch him. Ellsbury wasn't moving. Moose said, all right, I'll have to pull out my gun and nail him at first.
I'll just give him one look. 4 runs, 4 hits in the inning. Luis Mendoza starting to warm for Kansas City in their bullpen. Pedroia 1 for 2, struck out looking, also singled, and he got jammed here. Did he go? He did not. Has a favorable count at 2 balls and no strikes. In the air, center field, Dyson. makes the catch. The inning is over, but a very productive inning for Boston. 4 runs on 4 hits. They have the edge over the Royals.
Coming to you from the Bronx earlier today as the Yankees beat Detroit last night, but the Tigers back at it this afternoon, just rocking Phil Hughes. Miguel Cabrera hit his 35th. Austin Jackson went deep, and it was all Detroit in that one. You saw Torrey Hunter. He was actually homering there off of former Nebraska Cornhusker Jabba Chamberlain, but Husker fans, never fear. Here's some good news. Brian Dunsing last night, I don't know if you saw this, guys.
Yeah.
2 wins in one day. He had wins in both games of the doubleheader for the Twins.
Incredible. Guy from Marysville, Kansas. Here is Mike Moustakas to lead things off. He takes outside for ball 1. Moustakas struck out swinging his first time up after a long duel with Dubront. Hayes grounded out. Dyson walked. Escobar struck out to end that second inning threat. The Royals have had the bases loaded and 2 on with 2 out in the first and third, but unable to score.
They'll have to make a change and start getting some hits when they count.
High in the air, right center field. Victorino with the catch, and Moose just barely missed one.
Yeah, he just got under that. But you know, that right there potentially could have been collision written all over this, because both Ellsbury and Victorino were going for it. They both had their hands up until the very end. Ellsbury gave way to Victorino, and that's really from playing together all year long, knowing one another.
Great to see Salvador Perez in that dugout. He's looking good, feeling comfortable.
And they're messing with
Caught a bullpen session today, and there's a good chance, Ned said, that he could be back tomorrow, but he said they have to do the test, send the paperwork into Major League Baseball, have it approved, and then they'll make the decision on Salvador. But boy, he sounded, felt good today, and that is indeed good news. Hayes to center field. Ellsbury still going back, reaches up and makes a nice catch.
Okay, they're getting closer.
Hey fans, come out to Beers of the K, taking place at Rivals Bar on Friday, August 23rd from 5:30 to 7. You can purchase hard-to-find options and local favorites, including selections from Boulevard and Leinenkugel. Brewers will be on hand to answer questions, plus the first 500 people into Rivals will receive a Royals tasting glass. Entry into Rivals is free, but you must be 21 or over. For the full list of beers and to purchase tickets for the game, go to Royals.com/Beers of the K. Gerard Dyson walked, was left stranded his first time up. He's hit much better at home than on the road, hitting .340 this year at the K. Royals have one more with Boston tomorrow afternoon. That will be John Lackey against James Shields. Then on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 3 more games against the Marlins. And we head out on the road. Motor City against the Red Hot Tigers. It's a short trip, but the Royals will play 5 games in 4 days.
Yep, meaningful games. Okay, now Dubron getting a little frustrated. Okay, he's talking to home plate umpire Alan Porter.
Yeah, Porter has had a tight zone for both pitchers.
You know, consistency is the main thing.
Unfortunately for a pitcher, they're going, let's say you have a swing pitch, a 1-1 count, and then you think it's 1-2. Instead, it's 2-1, and it certainly favors the hitter. Knocked out of play by Gerard. This is a great opportunity for Gerard Dyson, as Lorenzo Cain placed on the disabled list today with an oblique injury. He was hurt yesterday. He just said he experienced a little bit of pain when he was throwing in the outfield, and it got worse when he took batting practice. So the Royal doctors took a look, and he has been placed on the DL. Up the middle, fielded by Dubron. Gives it up, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. The very first of this game for Felix Dubron. Brought to you by the Learning Quest 529 Education Savings Program. Members receive a gray batting practice jersey, Royals hat, blue wristbands, ticket vouchers, priority access for the Sunday Fun Run, and much more. Membership is just $25. Be a part of the fun by joining at Royals.com/Blue Crew. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler, Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery with you at Kauffman Stadium. Boston scored 4 runs off Guthrie in the 4th inning. Now he starts with David Ortiz.
Okay, falling behind's not helping him.
He fell behind a lot of the Red Sox batters in the 4th. And he has fallen behind 3-0 to Ortiz. Boston has had their lead man on in 3 of the 4 innings. Royals have yet to have the leadoff man on. Another strike and another stare from a batter. So Ortiz thought it was ball 4.
It's a 2-seam run.
Stayed with the heater down low and in. How many times have we seen that? Spit into the hands, taps the gloves together, grabs the bat.
He's a showman.
Pops it a mile high. Mustak is calling off Hayes, and Hayes will give way to Mike and make the catch. 1 out. You know, we were talking about Blue Crew and kids coming to the K, and earlier this evening there was a ball boy who gave this young fan a baseball, but his mom said, give it to your cousin. And the cousin said, yeah, I'll take the baseball, but are you sure you don't want the kid, your son, to have it? And he was bummed. He didn't want to talk to his mom at all. But look who shows up to save the day.
Well,
the Wonder Dog. It took you a while.
I could feel it. You know, I'm a body language expert. I could tell the kid was not very happy right away. Okay, his feelings were more hurt because his mom made him give the ball up. Okay, now I give him a ball and I said, all right, is that going to make you feel better? But you got to smile. So he smiled and it made him happy. Look, we just couldn't stand seeing that little boy bummed out. He didn't have a baseball, so he agreed to give me a high five, and things are going to get better. All right, keep coming back to Royals games, young man. We love to have you.
Did he whisper in your ear, would you tell my mother to love me again?
Yes. That's what he was upset about. People are beautiful here, Fizz, and everything we do is for the people.
Well, that was a wonderful moment, and it was not set up. You just said you always have a baseball with you. So you said, look at that poor young man. I got to go give him a baseball.
Yes.
So we called Monty out of the bullpen and sent you on your way. Special assignment. Napoli to center field. Dyson will play this one in right center and make the catch. And that's the first 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Guthrie. Rex, you are the best. Wonder Dog is wonderful.
Love the kids.
Royals baseball is brought to you by Panera Bread. Try pasta the Panera way. Live consciously, eat deliciously. And by Ford. See the new F-150 at your Midwest Ford dealer today. And by ATT Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible. Biziak, Rex Sumner, Joe Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery, and a huge crowd tonight at Kauffman Stadium for Game 3 of this 4-game series Royals have taken the first two, scores of 5-1 and 9-6, but they're going to need one of those great comebacks again against Felix Dubron. Escobar takes outside. Dubron only came in with a record of 8-5, but that's only because he's received very little run support this year, 3.3, and that's 8th lowest among American leaguers, but he has pitched very well. We told you he has gone 15 consecutive games giving up 3 runs or less. It's the longest by any Red Sox pitcher since Tim Wakefield's run of 17 in 1995. And we're talking guys like Pedro Martinez. Josh Beckett didn't do it. Kurt Schilling didn't do it. John Lester didn't do it. Felix Dubron has done that this year.
Yeah, you know, he's been cruising, but he's got out of some pretty big jams early in this one, and he hasn't given up a home run now in the last 5 starts, and he hasn't given up any tonight. A couple of them come close, but not yet anyway. And depending on how much and how many pitches that the Royals tax out of Dubron this inning, might be his last.
The most he's thrown this year was 113, and that was way back on April 22nd. He has had some very stressful innings, had the bases loaded in the first when Tejada lined out. He had 2 on with Tejada up again in the 3rd inning, and Tejada grounded out in that frame to end the 3rd. Full count. Royals have not had their leadoff man on yet. Boston has had their leadoff man 3 of the 5 innings. Ball 4.
All right, that's how you do it.
4th walk by Dubron. Well, our sprint question was about who's hottest. Right now, Mr. Hosmer's running away with it over Justin Maxwell, who is swinging the hottest bat. And Hosmer, with a base hit his first time up, struck out swinging his last at bat. 11 hits in his last 23 at bats with 3 extra base hits, 7 RBIs in the homestand, including 5 in that 13-0 win in the opener of the homestand against Minnesota. Hits well. That will get over the head of Mike Carp. Escobar, he will score the Royals' first run on a double by the ultra-hot Haas.
Wow, not messing around one bit. That ball was struck well. Opposite field, that's his wheelhouse. Okay, a lot of left-handers, they pull the ball. Hosmer doesn't. That ball's right down the middle, and he stayed with it and drove it over Carp's head. Carp had no chance. Escobar brings the mail home all the way from first base without a play. Here they come. And just like I said, this might be his last inning, depending on how the Royals offense manipulates his pitches.
Eric Hosmer picks up his 43rd multi-hit game of the year, and he has come out of nowhere to climb that list all the way from being like 50th to number 3 in the American League. Mike Trout went into today with 45 multi-hit games. Adrian Beltre was second with 44, and then Hosmer and Machado and Torrey Hunter each with 42, and Hosmer took that 3 spot with a single and a double tonight. Workman is beginning to work in Boston's pen. Butler with 7 hits his last 14 trips to the plate. Singled in the 3rd. Hit well to right field. Victorino will not reach this one. Hosmer scores. Billy to second. Safe with a double.
Here comes that frenzy hitting attack. Victorino ain't catching this one. That's opposite field. One hopper off the wall. Nice little kick. Check out Victorino's arm, though. He made it look good. Hosmer says, you know what? I like you passing that baton to me, and I'll take it. Billy Butler responds back-to-back doubles.
23rd double this year for Butler. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Alex Gordon almost busted a home run his last time up. Sent Victorino to the wall to pull down his long drive. Broken bat.
That'll
Looper.
work.
That's
Go
a
Billy.
base hit. Butler only takes third. But the frenzy style hitting continues at the K.
Yeah. Alex was looking for a little more wood, but got a doinker instead. He'll take it. Billy played it safe with nobody out. Off the end of the bat. Bat died a hero in this rally. Yeah, John Farrell.
How about that?
Yeah, no, you can see it coming. I can feel that coming because the Royals, they refuse to buckle, and they know that they can come back now. They know that they're good. It's just a matter of time.
It has been 2 months since Dubront has gone less than this. This is our Chevy call to the bullpen. Come out to Casey's biggest and best party when the Kansas City Irish Fest slides into Crown Center Square over Labor Day weekend with special appearances by our own slugger. So fans, get your tickets at kcirishfest.com, and also make sure to get the green KC Shamrock t-shirt presented by the Irish Fest on September 17th at the K.
That guy's Irish. He just forgot the green one. He's got the pink one.
Well, here is Brandon Workman, who was recalled from the minor leagues on Tuesday for his second major league stint. He is a big guy, 6'5", 225. They love his future. out of Arlington, Texas. He was a great pitcher for the Texas Longhorns and Boston's second-round pick in 2010. He will face Justin Maxwell, who is 1 for 1 in this game and 9 for 18 as a Royal. Season average of 271 combined with his days with the Astros and of course with the Royals since the trade on July 31st.
Okay, Workman's got a sinking, cutting fastball. 89, 93, low 90s fastball, but he's going to cut it and try to sink it. Big curveball. He's got to change up occasionally. He'll use.
Maxwell likes a first pitch fastball, and he takes a first pitch off speed pitch.
He pulled the string on it first pitch there. It's because the Red Sox pitchers are well scouted. I mean, they scout Maxwell. They know what he's been doing lately. He's a strong guy. Likes fastballs out over.
Dubrot, Rex, had gone at least 5 innings since June 13th, but only 4 innings in this one. And the 2 on base belong to him. Butler at third, Gordon at first. 2 strikes on Justin Maxwell.
Change up and a sinking fastball in the outside corner.
Gets him on 3 pitches, so Workman does his work.
There it is. I mean, that's exactly what you wanted to have your guy from the pin come out and do, throw strikes. Finished him with a changeup. Could have been a cutter. Looked like when he released it, he had a little bit of cut motion in his fingers there.
Boston has needed to go to the minor leagues to get their bullpen because they have so many relief pitchers on the DL. Bailey, Hanrahan, Miller, Wilson, Morales, all on the disabled list.
Got to get this run home, finish off a good inning, and that wouldn't be over then.
Tejada takes high, ball 1. Workman began this season with Double-A Portland, was promoted to Triple-A Pawtucket in June. Between both stops, 8-2 record, 3.21 ERA, mainly as a starter. That's a base hit. Butler scores the 3rd run, and a big hit by Miggy.
So you want to throw strikes. Sometimes that's the byproduct of that. And that ball was laced right back up the middle. Look at Miggy. He says, you know what? I got to get that run home from third. I'm going to use the biggest hole in the diamond. Right up the middle. I mean, that ball was squared up perfectly.
They have no lefties up in the bullpen for Mike Moustakas. Britton and Breslow both worked yesterday.
I think it's time for the Moose to get loose.
Strike 1 on the outside corner.
There's a nice get me over curve. He didn't hang that. That's pretty good location.
Moustakas 7 for 21 in the homestand, including a double and a home run. He had 4 of those hits in Monday's win. In there, 0-2.
Tell you, this kid's secondary pitches, he's got command right away. He hasn't missed. 7 pitches he's thrown, 6 strikes. And those are his off-speed pitches. He's trying to shut this inning down.
Runners go. It's outside. The runners advance. A double steal by Gordon and Tejada. And Alex was getting a great secondary lead, Bud. And Tejada was waiting for him to go.
Look, you know, this is a very aggressive base running team. And just because you know that doesn't mean you can prevent anything from happening. It's another thing to put in the mind of Workman.
This will not get it done. A pop up on the infield, and Stephen Drew takes care of Mike Moustakas. Oh, the fans were on the edge of their seat, thinking a ground ball or a fly ball could tie the game. Now the Royals will need a base hit by Brett Hayes to tie it or go in front.
Yeah. So, credit the curveball. Good location. It wasn't a hanger. If it's a hanger, Moose gets him in with a sac fly. Well, this kid Workman, he's doing a good job.
The Royals drove in 4 of their 6 runs with 2 outs yesterday in that 6-run 6th inning.
Brett Hayes has a chance to really be a hero here. And if you got a guy, you've already seen the previous two hitters, 3 hitters, what this guy's been doing. He's throwing strikes. Be aggressive. Be ready.
Strike 2.
Good location. This kid Workman, he wants a more prominent role in the pen.
He led the Big 12 in wins when he was at Texas, among the league leaders in strikeouts and innings as well. Hayes chased a bad ball and strikes out. The inning is over, but the Royals score 3 runs. Some big hits by Hosmer, Butler, and Tejada. 4-3 Boston. Tonight is Huskers night at the K. Slugger and the Cornhusker getting into it. There's Darren Erstad throwing out the first pitch. And we have seen a good game throughout, and hopefully Slugger is going to help the Royals take down the Sox in Game 3 of this 4-game series.
Telling you, exciting to watch. Guthrie's got a little new life now. He's saying, okay, we're back in it.
This likely will be his final inning. He's thrown 104 pitches, facing the bottom of the order. The switch hitting Salter Lamacchia, who singled his last time up. Then Stephen Drew, who bats from the left side, and then the right-hander Will Middlebrooks. Dyson to center field. Tracks it well, pulls it down, and Salter Lamacchia is saying, I needed to hit it a little farther. That's an important first out because the Royals had roared back to cut the lead to 1. They did not want to give the momentum back to Boston.
No, they did what they had to do. Get back in this game. Now they just missed another hit that would have tied it or put them ahead. Still plenty of frames left. This time of night, keep your eye on that fly ball. Okay, that ball quickly turns into the sky and you lose it. So if you're an outfielder, make sure you don't turn away from it.
Luke Hochaber in the Royals bullpen. Drew takes inside. One of the things I admire about Jeremy Guthrie is his mental strength. Even when times are bad in the game, he realizes his job to keep the club in the game somehow. And he has done a great job at that this year.
He sure has. You know, he's a machine. And he's getting better. He's like fine wine. He's getting better because he's smarter. And he's not throwing as hard at times. He's inventing a few different pitches as he goes along.
Well, he's 17-10 in his 37 starts since joining Kansas City last July with a 3.66 ERA. And the Royals this year have won 15 of Guthrie's starts. And how about the bullpen? The bullpen this year has been remarkable for Jeremy. They've allowed one run, only one run, in 37 in the third innings. Ground ball first. Hosmer has it. He'll take it. 2 outs.
So Guthrie, like some of the other pitchers, whenever there's a ball hit to Hosmer, Hosmer takes 95% of them himself. He doesn't throw it over there because he's quick on his feet. But Guthrie runs right through the base. That's what you do. It's a lot easier on your body. Watch Guthrie. Okay, he's not stopping. He's gonna go ahead and finish the run. Okay, that's easier on your joints. That's smart. You just go ahead and finish the run. But when you're at full speed like this and you try to stop, puts a lot of pressure on your knees, your ankles, and your hips. Good. I just got to saying he's a smart pitcher.
We remember that one moment they had together where Guthrie was unsure if Hosmer was going to throw it to him or Hosmer was going to make the play himself, and the runner was safe. They were able to communicate on that.
But the fact that Guthrie signed a free agent contract to come here is opening up the doors for other free agent pitchers to come here and pitch for this team. There's going to be more pitchers lined up, I guarantee you, that want to come and pitch here in this ballpark.
Well, the other thing that I really think Dayton Moore did a brilliant job at was the fact that he was able to allow the young pitchers to work on their craft in the minor leagues rather than be forced to the major leagues too quickly. And an example of that is Yordano Ventura. This young pitcher down at AAA Omaha tossed 6 scoreless innings yesterday, and he now has 133 strikeouts in 112 innings, so he's continuing to grow at the minor league level.
And that's good. Keep him seasoned. However, there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 free agents out there that are attracted not just to the ballpark, but the defense. This team, the core players aren't going anywhere. So this defense is attractive to a pitcher that wants to get some wins and have somebody make plays behind it.
And that's what Dayton Moore wanted to build when he took the job as general manager of the Royals. He said, pitching and defense. Big ballpark, we've got to get athletes. And I really think that was one of the key reasons they went out and got Justin Maxwell. Guy 6'5", 220, athletic, who can play this big right field.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people that before the deal was made or after, right after it was made, saying, well, that's just a minor deal. It's turned out to be a major deal.
Moustakas. Safe!
Moose just couldn't get the handle first time around. It was tough. It was a chopper. And if you don't get a grip the first time, you're going to have a hard time throwing the guy out. But good try.
Well, the next pitch will be the 120th by Jeremy.
See how he traveled there? It's because he didn't get a grip on the ball.
This is the most pitches that Guthrie has thrown this year. And now he has to face the very hot Ellsbury. Jacoby 3 for 3 off Guthrie tonight, hitting over 400 against the Royals right-hander in his career. Pair of singles and a double with an RBI in the fourth. Boston scored 4 in the fourth. The Royals scored 3 in the fifth. This may be his last batter. Hochever's ready. Left center, trouble. Gordon gets it back to the infield as soon as possible. Escobar's throw will not be in time. Throw to third, out there. But Ellsbury drives in the fifth run for Boston. 4 for 4 game for that young man, Madras, Oregon. Who has 4 hits in this game, 2 RBIs, and here's a look at his game thus far.
Okay, he's got great speed. That's a do or die play for Eske. Okay, now he barreled that one nicely. No chance. Nice double. Okay, and he goes opposite field here. Gordon, outstanding try. If Escobar's throw was on the third base side, it would have been close, but they'll take the out at third as Ellsbury tried to get in there.
Dyson shows bunt against Workman and takes a strike. In the 6th inning, of course, is our Sonic Slam inning, and our contestant is Steve Ferguson from Kansas City. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Steve will win $500, but if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Steve will win $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals. And last night's 6-run 6th inning was Kansas City's 4th inning of at least 6 runs this year, the most recent just a few days ago on Monday when the Royals played 6 in the 2nd inning en route to that 13-0 blitzing of Minnesota.
Okay, it's Dyson time. See if he can get on base and make something happen.
Yeah, you'd love to see a guy with his speed get into the mind of Workman, where he's now pitching from the stretch and maybe misses on his location. 2-2. We have seen what speed do when Ellsbury and Victorino have gotten on.
Are you doing Dyson speak now?
Yes, sir. I speak HUD and dice.
Okay, this kid,
some English.
Yeah, this kid Workman, and he's showing me a nice cutter, big curve. Not just showing me, he's showing them. We're talking about it. Big curve, change-ups, cutters, and he has command with all of them.
He strikes out Dyson. Workman has struck out 3 of the 5 Royals that he's faced. One guy who got it was Miguel Tejada, who single drove in a run. And the Royals pulled off a double steal. Gordon stealing third, Tejada second. But he got Moustakas on a pop-up and Hayes on a strikeout. There is a strike to Escobar. Red Sox 5 runs on 10 hits. The Royals 3 on 7. Escobar with a base hit back up the middle, so they will get speed on. It will not be Dyson, it will be Esky. He's been on twice with a walk and now a single.
I guarantee you, when Escobar came in the ballpark and he saw his name in that leadoff spot, he got excited. He says, "Good, I'm going to show you. You like being the first guy to hit."
A left-hander's coming on, and they have 2 lefties available. We saw both of them last night. Drake Britton and Craig Breslow. With Hosmer coming up, Butler a right-hander to follow. This is our Chevy call to the bullpen. We'll be right back. Time for our AT&T trivia question. Who has the most career Major League home runs among former NFL players? Give you the answer later in the game.
Bo Jackson. It's a no-brainer.
It's a great one. Here is Greg Breslow coming out of the bullpen. He is one of their 2 lefties. We told you Drake Britton, the rookie, is the other, but Breslow is their veteran. And he has a 2.41 ERA, only 21 strikeouts in 41 innings, but very good off-speed stuff.
Hey, look, go ahead and bring the lefty in. Hosmer's hitting 326 off lefties with 3 homers. Righties, he's only hitting 284 with 9 homers.
Strike one.
Breslow's got that big, slow curveball he's going to be throwing him.
32 of his 40 appearances this year have been scoreless. Hosmer with 2 hits in this game. A single in the first, a double that drove in the first run of the game in the 5th. Boston with 4 in the 4th. Royals with 3 in the 5th. Red Sox came back with 1 in the 6th. Little show me fastball inside and down, but he was getting a lot of the Royals left-handers out on breaking balls away last night.
Yeah, he breaks everything away. That's a little fastball he's got. He'll kind of cut that into righties if he does face Billy Butler. Looks like he will. There's nobody up in that pen. And he'll throw a changeup to him. Okay, but obviously with Hosmer and his strength and how hot he is, Breslow's going to kind of tease him here. Now 1-2. He's going to keep the ball away. It's a way to get along.
Ooh, he had a good rip, and Eric, when he jumped at the plate, kind of slammed his right fist against the bat, thinking that was the pitch he wanted in this at bat.
Sure was. That ball had left center all over it. But usually after that fastball, he likes to sweep the big breaker.
Up the middle. Pedroia has it. They've got 1 and they've got 2. Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local Dodge dealer today. Here at Kauffman Stadium, every seed is taken. The Red Sox leading the Royals. Jeremy Guthrie's work. Our Time Warner Cable Ultimate Internet pitch speed. Fastest tonight was 96 miles an hour. He also threw a 65-mile-an-hour curveball to David Ortiz that struck him out in the first inning, but 5 runs allowed in 6 innings of work, and Luke Hochevar takes over in the 7th.
Okay, Hoch knows what to do. Get after these guys. Go ahead and use that good stuff that you've got. He's got mid-90s fastball written all over. Maybe he might go a few miles per hour over. Cutters, occasional breaking balls, change-ups, whatever he feels is necessary. But mainly he stays with his off-speed curveball and that hard fastball. Cutter.
Victorino came in red hot. He is now 1 for 11 in the series. And it doesn't look like Hayes and Hoach are on the page. Whether it's selection of pitch, location of pitch, I'm not sure. But Hoach has cut down his repertoire of pitches, and he has a ton of them that he can throw. Whether it's a fastball, slider, cutter, curveball, changeup,
sinker.
But he's kind of cut back on that now that he is coming out of the bullpen. Ooh. Wow, that barely missed. I'm not sure where it missed, and Hochevar thought he had strike 3.
Good spot. It's right where they wanted to be on it. Good pitch.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Royals came in at 60 and 53, third in the American League Central. 7.5 games back of Detroit, but the Tigers beat the Yankees today 9-3. Royals were a half game back of Cleveland for second place in the Central. Last time we checked, Tribe was down against the Angels. Jammed him, he went, and it is strike 3.
All right, did he offer at it? I think he did. You know, Victorino, he's gotten tossed on check swings before. Matter of fact, he has gotten tossed this year on check swing.
I think earlier this week he was ejected. There is ball 1 to Dustin Pedroia. Well, the Angels still leading the Cleveland Indians 3-2 in the 7th inning. That game at Progressive Field. Tribe has lost 5 straight games. Outside 2-0. It was Jimenez against C.J. Wilson tonight in Cleveland. Some of the teams in front of the Royals in the wild card, teams like Texas, they were able to strengthen themselves. The Rangers acquiring Alex Rios from Chicago for a player to be named later. That's the guy they need to replace Nelson Cruz, who's been suspended for the rest of the season because of the PED. Junichi Tozawa starting to warm down in the Boston bullpen as now they're getting their regulars up. I told you they've suffered so many injuries in Boston. From starting pitcher Clay Buchholz to relievers Bailey, Hanrahan, Miller, Wilson, Morales, and a catcher David Ross. And yet they've been able to piece things together and stay in first place. There was a short stretch that the Rays jumped by them. A walk to Pedroia. And Hochevar must deal with trouble in David Ortiz. I understand that David was looking for a great barbecue place. He heard that Kansas City was the barbecue capital of the world, so someone said, how about going to Oklahoma Joe's? And he said, he went there and he said, Kansas City's on another level. Their barbecue's unbelievable.
Better believe it.
It's got to check out. Billy Butler's hit it a ton.
He's 3 for 12 lifetime against Hoach. One of those is a homer. Hochevar's punched him out a couple times.
Hochevar 3-1, a 1.8 ERA. He has been a tough man to hit this year. Only 27 hits allowed in 45 innings, and Ortiz continues to disagree with Alan Porter.
More guys get thrown out on this play than this call than any other call. Check swing. Ortiz is grounded into 15 double plays.
If memory serves me correct, didn't you get tossed from a spring training game for dragging your foot across home plate, debating a strike zone call?
I did. I covered the plate with dirt.
It's not like you.
I know. I was not happy.
I'm not mad, Hud. I'm just disappointed.
Well, Hoach needs to get down there and stay down in that zone right here. Get Big Papi into hitting the ground ball. He can do that with his cutter. He can do that with some kind of sliders, maybe some sinkers or something down that's going to get him to hit the top half of the ball. That's what he wants. Get out of this inning.
Three and one. He struck out Victorino but fell behind Pedroia, walked him. Now he's fallen behind David Ortiz. 3 and 1. There is no rest in this lineup. Three and 2. Red Sox first in runs scored, first in doubles, first in triples, first in walks in the American League. They're trying to fight off Tampa Bay and Baltimore in the East. New York has fallen 10 games back, and they lost tonight, so they're 10.5 back of the Red Sox. Runner goes. Pitch swung on. Hit high and deep. Maxwell, does he have room? Yes, he does. And back to first base, Pedroia.
Didn't quite get enough of it. Okay, I bet Big Papi thought he might have got it. Now the ball's in. He just got underneath it. He's not sure. Maxwell sure.
Now Mike Carp. They have really been helped out this year by some of the guys coming off the bench. Mike Carp, Daniel Nava, two guys a lot of people didn't expect much from, but they have had very good years.
Yeah, you know, Carp's a veteran. Nava, he's got a few years in, but they've done the job.
Carp with almost 30 RBIs this year, and Nava over 50 RBIs, and he has been a role player in the past, but playing more and more for Boston this year as Nava came in with 340 at bats. He started the first 2 games of this series.
Now, you know, Carp's in his 3rd year as far as Major League service time, so he's not exactly a grizzled veteran, but he's got some experience.
He, of course, made it to the all-fish team. Kevin Bass and Catfish Hunter, Steve Trout, Tim Salmon. Past Tejada into right center. Carp with a 2-hit game. And this is a big moment in the game as Mike Napoli comes up. He's third in the team in RBIs.
I think you might have a cramp.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, but it's just a cramp. It could be a calf. We don't know. We're just watching him.
Kyle Turner right out there, the athletic trainers. Here's that dive he made for the baseball, just beyond his glove.
I feel like he's, he stubbed his toe on his right foot, on his right leg anyway, before he made that dive. But he's coming off. Okay, watch his right foot. Right, see right there, he just kind of stubbed his foot or his toe, and it maybe had an effect on the rest of his leg. We'll see. But Elliott Johnson will come in now.
So Elliott Johnson takes over at second base. And if the Royals get anybody on, he will be hitting fourth in the bottom half of this seventh inning. Daniel Nava is at first base. Came in for Carp.
Okay, Mike Napoli stepping in. It's 3 for 8 with a couple of doubles off Hoach in his lifetime.
Napoli 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts against Guthrie. He had the big bases clearing double in yesterday's game. Game one of this series, Luke inherited 2 runners with 2 away and a 3-1 lead in the 8th. And he retired Shane Victorino to end the threat, then received insurance runs courtesy of those home runs by Billy Butler and by Justin Maxwell. One and two. His top fastball at 97.
Yeah, when you have a weapon like that, that can be very effective. You want to stay with that, especially if it's out of the middle and it's up or on the corners.
And he went right back with the heater at 98 miles an hour. Royals trail by 2, but Butler, Gordon, and Maxwell will be leading things off. lead. Ellsbury 4 for 4, a couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs, and a steal. He has already had a week. And a 3-run fifth for the Royals with Hosmer and Butler with RBI doubles. Guthrie went 6, gave up 5, and now it's up to the bullpens.
All right, let's go back to the 5th inning. Okay, ball's out over the plate. You throw it to the Royals now, you're in trouble. They're hot. They're hitting. Okay, Billy said, you know what, I like to pull them, but I will go to the opposite field if you give me a pitch on the outer half. Stayed underneath it, pass the baton, back to back. Here they come.
Daniel Nava takes over in left field for Mike Carp. And Junichi Tozawa will be the new pitcher. One thing that you see is only 8 walks against 56 strikeouts.
No, that's good. He's a strike thrower. But with an aggressive Royals offense, that's good for them. They swing. Okay, he's got a sinker, slider, curveball, and a forkball he'll mix in. Not overpowering, 90, maybe 93.
Tozawa threw 2 perfect innings Wednesday at Houston to earn the win, his 5th of the year.
It's funky, a little deceptive.
Butler 2 for 3 tonight. Ball 1.
See how he shakes that glove. He comes set and he flinches his glove. And that's part of tricking the batter. And then he has a little bit of pause in his delivery. Watch his glove. That's what hitters watch.
One ball, 1 strike.
Comes out of there. That's a split finger. Japanese pitchers, they all throw split fingers or forkballs. And the difference is the split finger, it has more spin on it and it looks like a fastball. The forkball tumbles. You see the rotation. You can see that it tumbling coming in. Ooh.
Butler with a drive. He will have his 2nd double of the night.
Man, he powdered that one. 3rd hit overall in the day. That's how you start an inning. That ball hit the base of the wall. Boy, that's a beautiful swing. Short and quick. Wait, watch how he waits for it. That ball's right down the middle. You throw Billy Butler a cookie like that, he will not miss it. Time to start passing that hit baton again.
And that was his 221st double of his marvelous career. 241st, I beg your pardon, double of his career. And that ties him with Willie Wilson. That's 6th all time with Willie Wilson. And Billy is only 27 years old. Here is Alex Gordon, who's walked, singled. Alex goes left field, not deep enough. Butler's going to tag.
Go!
And he was thinking about going, but does not.
He got a good break, though. He got back on it. Look at that smile on his face. He was thinking about that. And when the outfielder, Nava, is backpedaling like that to catch that ball, even Billy can tag on it. See how he's backpedaling? He's not in any position to throw it all. And I thought Billy got a good jump there and would have been close. However, if you're not sure, don't go.
He's in scoring position already. The power hitter is up in Justin Maxwell. 1 for 2. He's walked, singled, and struck out.
Okay, the strike thrower that Tozawa is, you can be ready. You're going to get something. He likes to get ahead.
And if he has been prone to one problem this year, it is giving up the long ball. He has allowed 7 home runs in 52 innings.
Kazawa's 5 pitches, 4 for strikes. He's probably thrown 4 forkballs.
And he has a funky delivery right at the very end, Hud. It almost seems like his body jerks as he's sending it home.
It's part of the deception. Having played a year in Japan myself, I got close to 500 at-bats. It was very interesting to see their game and how it's played and how these pitchers are and how they overthrow them. They throw all the time.
Rex, did it help you focus on release point because all of the arms and legs coming at you?
You had to. They all have deception in their delivery. That's what they're taught. They're taught to try to deceive the hitter and try to trick him. Give you some arms and legs. There's his split finger grip. Or excuse me, that's a forkball. Okay, and we'll have to ask some of the players tomorrow if they could see that rotation coming out. Forkballs, and you saw a bunch of them. Every guy had one there. They didn't have a big power fastball game. Some of them, you know, a couple of them had, but not many threw over 90.
Strike in there, 2-2.
Like I said, that's a beautiful pitch there. He missed it. That's a good pitch, right belt high.
Three and 2.
Is that some 95 right there?
Yeah, and he went from 87 with that off-speed pitch all the way up to 95. And ooh, he's tough.
We haven't seen that one yet. He's trying to get a quick strikeout.
95, as low as 86. Got him on the off-speed pitch.
Hey, obviously, his forkball is his bread and butter. That's his pitch. So you can almost tell yourself that if you're a hitter with 2 strikes, you got to see it up. If it starts out about belt high, it's going to be in the dirt or down low. It's going to be out of the strike zone.
Well, Elliott is overdue. He is looking for his first hit since July 6th. And he tries to get a bunt down, and it's fouled off for strike 1.
Just
started at second base last night, going 0 for 2.
Yeah, this late in the game in the 7th inning, that drag bunt, I mean, that bunt there, you can put that away. Go ahead and swing the bat. He's hit some balls hard. He's just hit at him. He's had some bad luck. He'll knock that run in. He can hit. It's very hard getting sporadic at bats. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. That's a fastball. There it is, 95 down low at the knees.
Butler led the inning off with a double. Gordon flied out to left. Maxwell struck out. And Johnson strikes out. We head to the 8th inning. It's Boston 5, the Royals 3.
in Cleveland as the Indians continue to struggle. Toronto beats Oakland. That's good news for the Royals. LA over Tampa Bay. They shut them out 5-0. San Francisco bests Baltimore by 1 run. And the White Sox end a 12-game losing streak against the American League Central as they beat the Minnesota Twins. Our Mazda game break takes us to some of that action with playoff implications. And yes, Chris Davis did hit number 42, majestic shot at AT&T Park, but the Orioles lose that game to the Giants, and so a lot of the teams in front of the Royals in the wild card race losing today. Royals still have business to take care of, and Donnie Joseph takes over.
Number 49 coming up from the Omaha Storm Chasers, and here in inning number 8 he will face the bottom of the order, and the southpaw will turn Saltalamacchia over and have him hit from the right side. Salty 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, batting left-handed, and he punishes this one, but nice play by Escobar. Long throw, excellent play.
Okay, this is almost routine for Esky. If he gets in his glove and he gets his feet planted right, he comes right over the top of that very strong arm. Beautiful crowd tonight, 38,742. Thank you for coming.
This is Donnie's Kauffman Stadium debut after being recalled from AAA Omaha today. The second stint of the year with Kansas City. The 25-year-old made his major league debut July 11th at Yankee Stadium, retiring Vernon Wells before allowing a walk and a single. His mom and dad were in the audience, and it was absolutely hilarious having our camera on his mom, who was pacing back and forth at Progressive Field, and anytime a fan moved in front of her, she just looked like she was a nervous wreck. Like, don't you know my son is out there pitching? I need to study his every moment.
Yeah, I remember that. He's got a nice breaking ball that he'll use, but he sets him up with a.
And look at the Indians mascot sat down right in front of her. So she said, I got to get out of here.
He's got a fastball. He'll reach 93, maybe 94. He's got a pretty hard slider.
Nothing like watching your kid play. Mom, he's bringing it well, and he strikes out Stephen Drew. We had a chance to see Joseph in spring training, and he was lighting it up both with his fastball and his breaking pitch. And command was always the key to his success. And once he commands that strike zone, gets ahead, finishes guys off, I think he's going to have a wonderful big league career.
He's got an occasional changeup he might work in there, but he's going to go mainly fastball slider.
And the Royals with several good young left-handers coming out of that bullpen, with Will Smith, who just turned 24, Tim Collins, who will turn 24 on August 21st, and Donnie Joseph. And it's always interesting, Rex, because it seems like every single big league club is looking for a left-hander, and the Royals have drafted so many of them in the past.
Slider it's a beauty. That's his best pitch.
Middlebrooks 2 for 3 today in his recall from the minor leagues. He was their everyday third baseman last year and hit .288 with 15 home runs, including a 2-homer game against the Royals on May 7th. This one's up the middle. Johnson will gather it in and toss out Will Middlebrooks. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Royals need 2 to tie. Sox leading the Royals here in the bottom of the 8th inning at Kauffman Stadium. A sellout crowd on hand. Here is our AT&T trivia question. Who has the most career Major League home runs among former NFL players?
I guess Bo Jackson. I don't
Yes,
think
you did.
Deion Sanders had enough pop.
No. It was Brian Jordan.
Wow.
184 career home runs.
Way to go. Wow, I forgot all about BJ.
Falcons in 89 to 91, and then he said, you know what? I want to be able to walk when I'm old. So
He threw us a nice forkball. Al just did.
Al Broughton coming up with those questions. Here is Mike Moustakas to lead things off. Bottom of the order, Moustakas, Hayes, and Dyson. Moose 0 for 3. Struck out, flied out, popped up. Barely missed a home run back in the 4th. Shower with that very funky delivery gets a strike across. He gave up a leadoff double to Butler in the 7th inning, but the Royals could not get Billy past second base. Fly out and 2 strikeouts. One and 2.
Okay, there's the forkball that you look for. That stayed up. It started around letter high and ended up belt high. That's the one you want to look for if you can. Try to pick that up. When the forkball starts at the belt, it ends up down out of the zone.
On his hands and popped foul and running out of room is Saltalamacchia. You know, we talk about that great 6th inning last night when the Royals scored 6 runs to not only tie the game but take the lead. But we don't talk that much about the play that Mike Moustakas made in the 8th inning defensively at third base to get 2 outs on a 5-4 double play. And a lot of people thought he'd go across the diamond, but there were a lot of Royals that really thought that defensively was the key moment of the game.
Oh, there's no doubt. It was really heads up.
Popped him up left side. In comes Nava. 1 out.
Okay, let's watch it now. Moose, he thought about going to first, but then he said, you know what, I got just a little bit of time. I'm going to snap it over there to Tejada. So he looked at first, and then he goes, no, I'm going to change my mind there. Fans loved it.
That guy was yelling, that's Royals baseball. Here is Brett Hayes. 2 for 10 in the big leagues with the Royals. Had a terrific opener going 2 for 3. He's grounded out, flied out, struck out in this game. And he takes a strike. I told you Hayes played portions of the last 4 seasons with the Marlins, playing in 143 big league games. 217 career average, 8 home runs. And he hits that one well. Deep left field. Nava back. He bangs into the wall. And Hayes will stop at second base with a double.
Okay, he was ready to hit. He squared that one up. Almost a great catch by Nava. He had a really good break on that. That might have knocked the wind out of him, because he went back onto that hard. Looked like he had it in his glove. He crashed into that wall. Now Hayes was thinking about going for third here. You know, when you have any doubt in your mind, you stay there, and you're already in scoring position. They're down 2 runs. Don't want to get thrown out. Rod Dyson, a 286 hitter with a runner in scoring position.
With 2 out, Elliott Johnson attempted a bunt, but with 1 out, this might be a pretty good move. And the third baseman playing in, but Dyson takes a first pitch strike.
That's not a bad call either because he's got forkball. Now let's see Nava. Did he have it in his glove? He did. I thought he did. He had it, but the wall knocked it out. Quite a collision. Great effort.
Ellsbury with a sliding catch. And he has robbed the Royals twice in this game. He caught Tejada's line drive with the bases loaded in the first inning. Now takes a hit away from Dyson that could have scored Brett Hayes.
Well, you know, Ellsbury, he's a smart center fielder. He knows his hitters. He's playing shallow. Okay, he knows that Dyson has the ability to dump one in front of him, but he took it away. So the chances of him dumping one in front of me are better than hitting it over my head. So I'm going to play a few steps in. Nice play. So if you look so far at the bullpen that's come in, that kid Workman, he did a nice job. Brandon Worker did a good job. He held him for a couple innings and now handed it over to Tazawa. Tazawa's been doing a fine job of mixing his pitches. Fork balls, 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. Trying to get a hot offense, trying to keep him down.
Escobar goes after the first pitch. Pedroia with the play. Well done. Second straight inning. The Royals have had a double, but unable to score that man. 5-3 Boston going to the ninth. And our vote for Ford Player of the Game goes to Jacoby Ellsbury. 4 for 4, including 2 very fine catches in center field. A couple of RBIs on doubles.
Ellsbury on top of his game tonight.
He will be leading things off, trying for a 5-hit game. Ellsbury, we told you, back-to-back singles in the first and the third, then back-to-back doubles in the fourth and the sixth. A couple of years ago in 2011, he finished second, runner-up to the American League Most Valuable Player, hitting .321 with 32 home runs and 105 driven in. Then last year he only played in 74 games because of right shoulder injury. This year completely healthy and a big reason Boston in first place. Joseph will face him, and Donnie with a 1-2-3 8th inning.
Ellsbury, a .255 hitter against southpaws. looking for his first career 5-hit game.
Coming into the season, he had 8 4-hit games in his past. He's on that pitch, but fouled it straight back, 2-1. Joseph barely misses down low and away. Back in the count, 3-2.
He's hacking. 5-hit games are rare.
Joseph acquired by the Royals with pitcher J.C. Subban from the Cincinnati Reds last year on July 31st for Jonathan Broxton. Popped him up, shallow center. Dyson, 1 out. Vote for the Royals Player of the Month, sponsored by Majestic and Rally House. Vote at Rally House stores and get a chance to go on field and meet the winning player. Pass to Escobar into left field. He's a first base runner that has been able to reach against Joseph, who had retired the first 4 Red Sox that he faced, but Victorino with his first hit. Fans catch all of the second half action in stunning HD quality on MLB.tv. You can watch every out-of-market game live, as well as choice of home and away broadcasts, live game DVR functionality, clickable line scores, and multi-game viewing options. So visit MLB.tv to order baseball everywhere. We'll have one more with the Red Sox tomorrow. It's an afternoon game at the K. There are still tickets available. We invite you out to watch a terrific pitching matchup between a couple of tall right-handers. John Lackey for Boston, James Shields for the Royals. Fouled off. And the Marlins coming to town for 3. 2 night games on Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday will be an afternoon affair. And then the club heads to Detroit. Take on the Tigers for 5 and 4 days. Good pitch. 1-2.
Yeah, Joseph looks good. I like his breaking ball. It is sharp. Locates down in the strike zone like that. It's hard for a hitter to lift that one.
He struck out 77 over 50 innings, a fantastic ratio at AAA. And that pretty much has been his story throughout his professional career. This is his 5th professional season, and he has almost 400 strikeouts in less than 300 innings. Young man, you just struck out a pretty good player and former MVP Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah, that's a tough one. When it starts in the middle of the plate and ends up at the back leg of the righty, that's a big pitch right there. Nice location. Everything down. Hitter's going to swing over the top of that every time.
Rex, just his facial expressions. He looks like a more confident pitcher. So this is his second time to the big leagues.
Yeah, and he knows that he's in a pennant race.
Even if the Royals fall in this game, they have rested their main guns in that bullpen. The guys like Holland and Crow and Tim Collins, Lewis Coleman. Hochevar threw a shutout 7th inning. Joseph's going the 8th and 9th. And when the Royals get Wade Davis back tomorrow, Donnie likely will be sent back to Omaha. Fouled off, 2-1. Because of the bereavement situation that Wade Davis has gone through, losing his stepbrother last week and having the funeral on Wednesday. Royals able to move players up and back and forth from the AAA ranks. Will Smith is with the club. Joseph back. Francisco Bueno was with the club through yesterday, but they had to pass him through waivers to send him back down. They're hoping he clears and that he'll be pitching again for Omaha. Upstairs and ball 4 to David Ortiz. When the Royals bat in the bottom of the 9th inning, they'll have the middle of the order coming up. That means Hosmer, Butler, Gordon, and Maxwell. The Royals do have available on the bench George Kataris and David Lowe.
Koji Uehara is their closer, and they'll be seeing him for the first time in 3 games here. And that's a good thing. I mean, they took the first 2 games. Beautiful. And it's not over.
Nava the batter. Carp got the start. He went 2 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Royals won the first 2 games of the series 5-1 and 9-6, and they have been on fire since the All-Star break, going 17-4. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on, hit in the air, right field, playable for Maxwell. He gets there, and Joseph with 2 shutout innings. One final chance for KC. 3 good ones. Hosmer, Butler, and Gordon.
Go Nebraska.
in front of a packed house, and the Royals will try to come back once again. Whatever happens, we'll have the details for you on Boulevard Royals Live. Jeff Montgomery will break it down. We'll talk about the offense and Jeremy Guthrie's night as he throws a career-high 123 pitches. That reaction and much more coming up after the game.
35 comebacks by the Royals this year, Joel. And Koji Uehara, who has been their closer since they lost Andrew Bailey, Joel Hanrahan, who they acquired from the Pittsburgh Pirates, but Uehara has been more than good. I mean, 52 in a third innings, 28 hits allowed, 9 walks, 74 strikeouts. He'll face a lefty and Eric Hosmer, and lefty's only hitting 111 off Uehara. 11 hits in 99 at bats.
He's funky. He's got a whole bunch of pitches too. Most closers have 1 or 2, maybe a 3, but Uehara, he's going to go with a fastball. He'll cut it, slider, curve, split finger. He's got a lot of different weapons that he'll use.
Off-speed pitch for a strike.
He was a starter in his career in Japan, and then they moved him to the back end as a closer for 1 season.
It may have been the best pitch that Hosmer sees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eric 2 for 4 in the game. Another multi-hit game, his 43rd this year. Hitting over 350 with 16 RBIs since the All-Star break. Pulls that one to first. Easy play. Napoli has it, 1 out. As promised earlier, it's Miller time. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
All right, Billy Butler. If you give him a pitch that he likes, there's a pretty good chance he's going to square it up. He went to the opposite field early, and he went to the pole side later. A couple of doubles for Billy Butler.
3 for 4 in the night. He's upped his average to 287. Last year he had a terrific season, hitting .313, 29 home runs, 107 RBIs.
It's got to be a split finger there. It just kind of fades in.
Two and one.
So he's not a closer that's going to blow you away with hard fastballs. He's going to finesse you. You mentioned those numbers, Fizz. Not too many guys are touching it. Overall 153 average against.
Righties hitting 202. We told you lefties even worse, 111. And that's low. 3 and 1. The Royals need to get 1 man on to bring the tying run to the plate. And that guy on deck is Alex Gordon, who's been very good in the clutch this year. He has 3 walk-off hits this year.
You really got to wait on this guy. Billy waited, but he waited a little bit too long. And you see that fastball, it's not much over 90.
Uehara got his 11th save of the year on Wednesday against Houston. Butler breaks his bat, and the bat and ball both go to third. Whittlebrooks, though, is able to gather himself and throw out Butler for out number 2. So the Royals' last hope will be the kid from Nebraska. This is Nebraska night at Kauffman Stadium.
Boston with a nice job out of their bullpen tonight.
Last night it was Kansas City's bullpen that threw up 5 1/3 scoreless innings. That was huge. Royals got it from Bueno, Herrera, Collins, and finally Greg Holland. To left field, this should do it. Nava with the catch, game over. And Boston takes game 3 of this series. Jacoby Ellsbury, absolutely the star of the game on defense with a couple of fine catches and 4 for 5 offensively. We'll come back and wrap it up and look ahead to tomorrow when Lackey and Shields hook up at the K.